Yo, what's good? What's going on, everybody? Appreciate you guys checking in. What's happening? Appreciate you guys just rolling with us on a Sunday night. I know there's not a whole lot of news going on. Raiders really aren't making any moves. But at the end of the day, I think this is our opportunity to kind of break down some film, take a look at some guys that are on this roster that have a potential to start, have a potential to have some sort of an impact, whether it be good or bad. And let's break down some film. We do it throughout the season. We break down the game films, but this is our opportunity now to break down some of the players that we got on this roster. And we're going to be doing Alice Kappa today, and I'll kind of break down why, but also from the chat, I'm going to kind of get some feedback. Who do you guys want us to break down? I'll give you a little insight of a player I tried to find some film on, and it was a bumpy road, let's just say. So, but we're definitely going to get into it. Let the chat kind of fly in. We're definitely going to cover Alice Kappa, and I'll tell you why in a second. But I got my guy Severe with me. Chris, he might link up with this a little bit later. He had some stuff going on, but hopefully he can pull through. But if not, life is life. It hits you. And so, you know, at the end of the day, we do this for fun. So
exactly.
Hopefully Chris can make us a little bit later and pop in. But Severe, brother, how was the weekend? How you feeling?
Oh, man, I'm feeling good, man. The weekend was good, man. Got a good workout in with my son. Had him out there running some cones. Had him on a ladder. Had him, running hills with the parachute. Had him bear crawling. So we got some real good work in this weekend, man. So
he must have got some good coaching because I saw his feet right, and I remember the story you told us. You're like, hey, I don't know if I want my feet like that. I do my thing. But he had his feet right
down now. He got it down now. He got it down. I put a picture of Thayer Munford in his room. Every day he wakes up, he's looking at it. So he knows, like, man, I got to get my feet like that. I get my feet like that, I'm good. So
get your feet like that. Get that get off right, the whole nine, man.
Yes, sir. So yeah,
that's funny.
Cool weekend though, man. How about yourself?
Good, man. It was actually the first. Shit. My kids, they get off of school early than most people. Obviously, all my family's in California, so I got nieces and nephews, and all my buddies that have friends, and so they don't get out of school until next week.
Yeah.
Where my kids have been out of school for 2 weekends now, so we're in summer mode. So we got to figure out how the hell do I occupy these kids. My wife and I are scrambling to try to figure out. Okay, if you in this day and age. I mean, I guess I gotta, for anybody in the chat, and chat, I'm gonna get to you guys in just a second. We appreciate you guys rolling. For anybody with kids, Severe, I know you got kids. You gotta appreciate it when they want to do things and not be just glued to an iPad or electronic, right? And so you gotta at least appreciate that they want to do things. But trying to come up with things in the Vegas area where it's 115 degrees, it ain't that easy. It's tough. I mean,
it's a different animal.
It is. And so it's like, we have a pool. So I spend half my damn time being like, all right, time to get in the pool. But when it's 110 out, I'm the one that has to go put up all the umbrellas, make sure there's some shade, because the last thing I need is for kids to get sunburned like crazy. And then I just feel like a bad parent. You know what I'm saying? And so it's like, I think I spend half my time putting up umbrellas, taking them down, getting all the pool stuff out the pool. Like, yeah, it's crazy work. So, but hey, I had enough time to cut up the film a little bit, and kind of roll through. We're definitely going to check out Alice Kappa in this one, but let's hit up the chat a little bit. Isaiah, what's going on? Appreciate you rolling in here. What's going on, Bart? What's happening, man? Where's the flag in the building as well? Joseph C, you're saying Kappa, the brains of the offensive line. He sees things very fast. What's going to happen. And then you're saying he's there to mentor the young offensive lineman. Again, I'll preface this, right? We're going to continue to kind of break down some of these players that are on this roster that we know are going to potentially have somewhat of a role. Alice Kappa, there's a chance he might become the starter. I mean, rumor has it that Jordan Meredith and Dylan Parham, they're battling for that left guard spot.
Yeah.
That leaves Alice Kappa and a rookie, Carlos Rogers. Yeah. They're going to be battling for that right guard spot. And look, he's a third-round rookie. You hope that he develops and he plays, but at the end of the day, Kappa's a veteran. But as we all know, we covered it. Alice Kappa ended last year last place or first. I mean, how do you want to put it? Right? He was
Yeah,
basically at being the worst
the worst.
at almost every category. And
Yeah.
so I just think with us getting Ashton Genty, with us bringing over Geno Smith, we need to provide Genty with all the resources possible to find success, but we have to protect Geno Smith and Alice Kappa. He might find himself as a starter. And so Severe, I mean, with everything going on, and we're going to jump into the film and cut things up, and I'll kind of lay this out. But do you think there is a chance that Kappa or Carlos Rogers? Do you think Carlos Rogers has a chance at potentially beating him out, and we see a rookie at the right guard position?
Uh, Talent wise, I think Caleb could do it, but just in terms of, I mean, we looked at it before the show, just monetarily, financially. I don't, I don't know if they want to go in that direction, and then also the fact that we have Alex Kappa playing on that right side, and you look at, from center to right tackle. At that point, it would be second year player, rookie, second year player. So is that something they want to do over there? So I think that's, why part of the reason why they put Kappa on that side, just to have an experienced guy over there, kind of guide, JPJ and guide Glaze. And then also, hey, be a mentor to Caleb Rogers until he's ready to kind of take over that role. But and Caleb, yeah, Pete Carroll's all about competition. The compete mantra. So if Caleb Rogers goes out there and he's clearly the better guy, I think he can win the job. But it's going to be an uphill battle just because of the finances and as well as the inexperience that's already on that right side of the offensive line.
Yeah, man. As I was going through this film and kind of clipping everything, I had to kind of, I obviously when you're watching him on the Bengals, right, his previous team, and one of the things that we are going to show is a lot of people talked about the injury that he had at the end of the 2022 season. It was technically in 2023. It was Week 18 against the Ravens, and we're going to clip that. I'm going to show you the injury because a lot of people are saying that he's still the injury's kind of lingering with him. And so I'm gonna pick up that injury because it was definitely a tough one. But you know what, man? The reason why I have some just horrible flashbacks is because when I'm cutting up the clips and I'm watching the film, I have to watch his number, right? I know his number now. I'm looking at it, and I had to look over. Damn, what number is he wearing this year?
Yeah.
He's wearing the same goddamn number as Cody Whitehair. I'm like, you've got to be kidding me.
Oh man, he's already in your shit list already.
He's already. I'm like, if you're gonna share that number, man, we are done right from the start.
Oh my goodness.
But Joseph C, man, you're saying, look how young the offensive line. He picks up stunts, something Parham struggles.
Yeah.
So Parham does struggle because of his eye discipline. And what's actually kind of shocking, even though Alice Kappa, and we'll go through the film, Alice Kappa was horrible at pass protection. He was basically ranked the worst starting guard in the National Football League when it came to pass protection. There are some positives, okay? I don't just clip the negative. I will show positives because there are definitely some positives to look at. But his eye discipline actually is extremely good. That's one thing that we pointed out when we break down film during the season. The game film is Dylan Parham's eye discipline is horrible. And so, shockingly, Alice Kappa actually has some very good eye discipline. It breaks sometimes, and I got some clips of it, some examples. It's tough. It's bad. He buries his head into a defensive lineman where he should just be helping, as opposed to burying his head and trying to ride that guy down the line of scrimmage. But his eye discipline is actually very good, and it kind of goes to show that he is that veteran. He understands what to do. Sometimes you just don't know how to apply it. And also, the one thing I will say, and as we kind of go through this film, he's got an he's in some clips, you just can't figure out exactly what it is. He's just a very weak offensive lineman. That's the hard part. He has almost zero strength when it comes to taking on blitzing linebackers or just trying to get into a pass pro, get into his set, get that kick step in, get to his set, and all of a sudden, I mean, defensive linemen is just take him for a ride into the backfield. I mean, and it's a mixture of bad technique, but also you could just tell he's got he's weak, but he's got extremely bad hips, and we'll kind of go into it. And look, when you break down the film, you know that he was statistically extremely bad last year. All right, so you don't expect much, but you want to figure out, okay, was it because that entire offensive line was bad? The Bengals' offensive line was bad. So is he trying to help too much? Is he trying to make up for guys around him? A lot of times, linemen, you have to double team, and you got to figure out who's going to get to that next level. And sometimes it's the mistake of the man next to you that either gets off their block too early or what have you. I think, Severe, you said it. I know I've said it a lot, but the offensive line, you're as good as your weakest link.
Yeah.
We saw it last year with Dylan Parham.
Yeah.
On the goal line with our back to the end zone, and what does Dylan Parham do? He makes business decisions, just lets his guy right in, and everybody else made their block, but it was just Dylan Parham that missed his block, and I believe it was called the safety.
Safety, yeah.
Exactly. So, we're going to break down Alice Kappa, right? Because again, based on what the rumors and the reports are coming out, there's a chance he might find himself as a starter, and we need him to produce because you guys know up on this panel, we were preaching either trade back or just beef up this offensive line.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And so we didn't address it till the third round, and we'll just see kind of how it works out. But man, I appreciate everybody pulling up. Marcus Banks, I see you, man. What's happening? I appreciate you rolling up. Chewy, what's going on, guys? Hey, make sure you guys go hit up Chewy as well. I think he started his channel. And yes, Chewy, 49er game. Hit me up, man. We'll definitely link up because I'll definitely be going to that game. Let's see. Joseph C. Last one says biggest problem, he plays very high. And you're 100% correct. And I got clips of it. You're 100% correct. James Furpo, what's going on, man? Appreciate you rolling with us. Scott, what's happening? So no start him, bench him, or cut him this one because I got plenty of clips. This is going to last a while. Severe knows, and for you guys that haven't rocked with us during the season, I get clip happy sometimes, but because, and I guess I just gotta preface this a little bit, especially when you're breaking down a player, you have to kind of tell a story. It can't just be just kind of one-sided. It has to connect. You got to connect the dots with it all. You just can't be like, here's 3 plays and he looks like shit, right? Or here's one good play, one bad, and then one good. You got to kind of tell a story with it, and so you get the full picture. And so we're going to get into it, but first we're going to go over the clip that actually a lot of people talk about. How Alice Kappa was injured. He had that injury at the tail end of the 2022 season, again, beginning of 2023 in January. And they say that it's kind of lingered and it's kind of hurt him over the last couple seasons. And we know that injuries can linger. And so I'm going to kind of share the screen and we're going to take a look at what this injury actually did look like. And so, again, this is the 2022 season, very beginning of the 2023 season. And you have him at the very top. So he's the right guard sitting at the very top. He actually gets, and it's a lineman's worst nightmare, is getting rolled up from the side or from behind. And this is kind of what happens. And so got this view, and it's going to switch over to the end zone view as well, which is a better look of it. But we're going to kind of roll through it. You see him at the very top here. Sustains his block. And you kind of see him just go down.
Oh, yeah.
Damn
the heat.
He gets folded. So he's right here. And it's tough. It's tough to watch.
Oh, yeah. That's a tough. Oh, yeah, that's a tough.
That's a tough one. And so it's definitely, especially with, linemen, you're constantly getting hit in the lower half.
Oh, yeah. It looks like his own lineman pushed the guy right into him, too. That's what's sad about it.
Yeah. And so, he was
trying to help somebody. Left guard was trying to help somebody. And
it just gets rolled up. And so that's a tough one. It's a tough one to kind of to come off of. And again, like I was saying, the tough part about linemen is one, I don't know why every damn lineman does not wear knee braces, those massive robot knee braces. I don't know why they don't wear them. But at the end of the day, you're going to get hit in your lower half constantly, whether it's just kind of getting nicked or you might trip over somebody or just a body kind of just rolls into you just a little bit and you could tweak that injury all over again in a split second. So just kind of want to throw that out there. And so what we're going to do in chat, let me know as we kind of go through this, hit that hashtag Raiders. If you do have a comment, sometimes the comments just starts flying. I'm looking at the screen. I'm trying to talk to it a little bit. And sometimes it just doesn't catch my eye. So if you do have a comment to the play or what have you, hit that hashtag Raiders. It catches my eye. And at the same time, let me know what other players do you want us to break down. And I'm going to kind of set up the next one, but I will say, if you ask me to do Devin White, it's going to be tough. I tried. And Devin White, it looks like anytime you see that he had some production in a game, I'm going and I'm looking at every single play. And I believe he had 6 tackles against the Cowboys last year. And it was one of his better games. I went to go look. Every single one was on special teams. Like it was just like, it's like I'm trying, and he got on the field. And so I'm sitting there going, oh crap. Like he's on the field on 3rd down or 2nd down, and what happens? Nothing. And I keep rolling through and it's special teams work. And so, and the all 22 doesn't go past, I think 2022.
Yeah.
And so anything prior to that, it's hard to even look at what was he like prior to. So guys, let me know in the chat if you guys want me to break down, or if you want us to break down anybody else, let me know. One guy we definitely have in mind is Isaiah Palomau, which I think would be a great film cut up. So yes, Bart, but film and tape don't lie, 100%. And I got some clips, so we're going to have some fun with it. So let me, I have it cut up in a way where we're going to focus. There's going to be a stretch of plays that are all pass plays, and then we'll jump over to the run plays. The way I did it was you always want to look in multiple portions of the season, right? You want to look at the very beginning, just kind of see how they did. And then at the tail end, how well they finish off the season. Sometimes you're new to a scheme, and so you want to just see how they finish off the season. So I got week 4 against Carolina, but then I have week 17 against the Denver Broncos. And obviously he's going to see the Denver Broncos twice. The Denver Broncos has a very good defense. So I thought that was a really good game film to just kind of take a look at. Again, tail end of the season, and he's going to see them twice anyways. So
let's go.
I'm going to kind of go up, switch that view. All right. So I got chat again. If you have a comment for us, let us know. I know it's going to be fun. But I believe it was Joseph C. To your point, does play very high. And so here's the thing is he's got good eye, and we're going to look at the pass plays first. He's got good eye discipline. So he's up here. He's standing up right here, number 65. We'll kind of run it through. I do have majority of the end zone views as well. I'll go to the end zone view here. Again, on this play, look, it shows he does have good eye discipline.
Yeah.
He's right here. He does a very good job of stepping down, engaging, but he also sees that looping a defender coming back his way. And so it shows that his eye discipline is good. He's late to it, unfortunately, but his eye discipline is there.
And like you said, look at his hips. It's just like he's not in a real powerful position.
He has very slow feet as well. That's what's really tough. Is he's got slow feet. He doesn't get his hips in good position a lot of times, and you'll continue to see it. But again, I like the fact that his eyes are still moving. His head's moving. He picks one guy up. He's able to branch off and get the other, which is good. He's late to it.
Yeah.
But at least he gets there.
But he sees it. He sees it.
The one thing that you see consistently on the film, again, I only broke down two games, right? But again, he was last place in almost every single stat. So I'm sure this is pretty consistent across the board.
Yeah.
And so actually, hold on. Nope, that's the. Let's go. Let me look at this one. So he should be at the very top here.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's tough. He doesn't get a good base underneath them. And the one thing that you'll start to notice and you'll see out of him is his shoulders are, as an offensive lineman, you want to be able to anchor, you want to get your base. And the problem with him is you want to keep, and I was, again, I never taught at the extremely high level, high school level, but you want to keep your shoulders over your knees. Like that's kind of just standard technique, right? Problem with him is he gets leaning back quite a bit. And the moment you lean, your hips become compromised. You know, these defensive linemen are going to be able to bend your hips, and it's just, it just never works out. It never ends up good with the offensive line, offensive lineman. So you see here, you can just tell.
Yeah, and yeah, his, like you said, his feet, it's almost comical. Like it's like real heavy footed, real slow footed. Like it doesn't look smooth or athletic at all in his movements. It's just really, like you see it's not like, I don't know how to, it's the technique isn't that good.
Yeah, and so Frank Webber, you're saying his feet look too far apart for me. I'm not too worried necessarily about that, but watch his inside foot on this. Chewy, you're saying cut this dude, and we got more clips, man. If you pissed off after clip 2, it's gonna get interesting. What's going on, JustWinBaby? I appreciate you. Raider Hawaii, what's happening, man? I emailed you back, man. Hopefully you got it. I appreciate you. You just never. He was taught never. I was taught never put your nose over your toes. That's true, but that's because that means you're leaning.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like there's a difference between shoulders over your knees, but your nose over your toes. That means you're leaning. And when you lean, that you're one, you're leaning, and two, at the end of the day, you find yourself one tendency once you lean is you reach.
Exactly.
You don't want to reach, especially in pass blocking. And there's actually an example of it that I clip. And so watch his inside foot. And this is what gets really difficult is you watch his eyes. Kappa sees the defender coming. And what you want to do is you want to anchor. You want to be able to anchor, get your hips down, and you want to brace for that contact, right? But basically, get your hips, lower your body, lean into the contact. Watch his inside foot at contact. He takes a step back right at contact, which basically just folds him back. I don't know. Yeah. It's a weird step backwards to brace for that contact. So watch his inside foot right before contact. Bang. I'm not sure why you're lifting that inside foot. That makes no sense. But that's where you lose your balance, you lose your leverage, and that's why he gets taken backwards.
Get thrown out the club.
Throwing out the club, exactly. So, so here's another one. Again, I have clips. Good eye discipline, but it just shows he has just a weak lower half, which is tough. Even upper half, but mainly you see it in the lower. So Kappa, he's here. It's a good end zone view. What's going on, Jen Slinger? Appreciate you rolling with us. What's happening, man? Let's go devil's advocate here. So dude was ultimately dumpster fire last year, and this year's Raider Brain Trust is starting him at right guard. He's competing, and that's why we're breaking him down. He might start. You're right. How do we reconcile this? Spy and Tom Brady know this cat well. We'll see.
Yeah.
Don't know. We'll see. After we watch this, maybe Frank Weber, he is on his heels.
That's a good one. Yeah. That's what it is. He's flat footed. That's what I was trying to find when I was talking about how his feet are moving. He's like flat footed. So I don't know. That doesn't, like you said, when you're flat footed, it's not putting you in the powerful position.
And when you're flat footed, that means you have slow feet.
Yeah.
You have slow feet. You don't have athletic feet. And so slow feet, typically you find yourself flat-footed, unfortunately. So we'll kind of go back. Yoshi, what's going on, man? Appreciate you rolling with us.
Awesome picture.
Yeah, no, right. He's committed. So good.
Good.
Look,
good eye discipline right there.
Very good. And like I said, it's not always going to be negative.
Yeah.
But this, when I see someone try to go after somebody flat-footed the way that he did right here,
yeah,
that tells me that you just don't have enough strength to have confidence that you can just lean and take on that hit and basically stun somebody, stabilize. Like he's putting everything he has into it.
Yeah.
And he just he leans and he drops. That's a sign of just he just lacks strength, unfortunately. So
yeah. And linebacker, not like the linebacker like moved a bunch off that hit.
No. But again, good eyes though. I love that. He went, saw the DN. DN went outside. He wanted to go step. He helped. He didn't commit, which is really good. But then he was able to actually get back over to that other linebacker coming. I'll give him that. But again, just the tail end of it just shows I do think he is just he's a weak offensive lineman. He's not very strong. It really looks like in every aspect. Again,
it looks like he's talking to Burrow on every play. So is he the guy that's like, I don't know if he's relaying the calls to him or changing the protections there or what's going on.
He's the indicator for the snap, basically.
Okay.
So again, I'll point out, I do love the fact, and it's just good eyes. He engages, but he's still looking. He's still looking to help, which I like. So I'll go back really quick. He's here, engages, watch his head. He looks to help.
Good.
He can sustain that, man. I'll take it.
He stays engaged and he's looking for help. That's good.
Yeah. Only part is I think he's going, I don't know who this guy is, but he just didn't give him much work at all. So it allowed him to kind of sustain his block. But again, I just kind of want to point out, you'll see consistently, he's got good eye movement. He's got good eye discipline. So I do like that. All right, so we got another pass play. He's up at the top. Problem that I have with him a lot is he does also look to be very lazy. I saw it multiple times where if the lineman in front of him, the D lineman in front of him, or if the play kind of goes away, he gets in walk mode. Unfortunately,
he's chilling.
And so. What up, Matt? Appreciate you. Different blocking scheme here that he's used to. So I don't know. And you might be right. I have no clue how they're going to switch up the blocking scheme from what Burrow and what they did in Cincy versus us. And so, yeah, you might be right. I'm not exactly sure. And likely he'd be better at it. So the only thing I will point out is a lot of things that he doesn't do well. Doesn't matter what scheme you're in.
Yeah.
That's the only thing I'll point out. And so
yeah, if you play high with slow feet and bad hips, it's like
yeah.
It's like
Sacktown.
And you have suboptimal play strength, like maybe the suboptimal play strength, maybe hey, you know what, we'll put him in a zone scheme. But then like at that point you would need quicker feet. So it's like
exactly.
It's a tough one.
So here you can see that, and we're talking about pad level. A lot of times he gets his pad level way too high. Again, now his hips or his shoulders just get way too high. He gets very upright. I just want to see him more active here, in my opinion. Once this D lineman kind of gives up, I just want to see him more active. Yeah. I almost called him Cody Whitehair. I'm not gonna lie.
Oh man.
I want to be able to
embedded in your brain, man. You're gonna be watching Mark Guard all game long.
Yeah, I want to be able to see him fight, be a little more active there. Again, some people might look at that as nitpicking. I get it, but I just want to see him to continue to keep his hips down, be able to sustain that block, and continue to kind of maintain him on this line of scrimmage, and instead of letting him just kind of work his way upfield.
Yeah.
I want him to keep him there, because what happens is when you allow this guy to continue to work upfield, and if Burrow continue to kind of hold on that ball, I think this is this Clowney? This might be Clowney. He comes back in, and because you allow this guy to work a little bit deeper in the backfield, you're creating openings for guys to kind of twist and stump back inside. And so if Kappa kind of maintains his man here, doesn't allow him to get to his outside shoulder, and just kind of keeps his hips in front, you close this gap. And if Burrow holds on to the ball a little bit longer, Clowney doesn't have this gap to kind of get through. And so a little bit of nitpicking, I get it, but I like to see him just kind of maintain his ground a little bit. Again, we're kind of going through the pass plays. This is the last pass play, week 4 of last season. Then we're going to jump into week 17 against the Broncos. Let's see. What's going on, Dub? What's happening, man? Appreciate you rolling with us, guys. Make sure you guys go hit up Dub's channel as well, man. Week 2, home opener. If you guys are going to be there, let us know.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yeah, you think he just dropped Stogie Nation, and he just dropped the weekly Raider Wire with Chris, with our guy Chris. So make sure you guys after you guys get done here, he's dropping it Tuesday.
All right, nice.
So after you guys get done here, head over there. Make sure you guys check those out. It's some good stuff. Especially if you like Raider Hawaii, that's made especially for you. I see you got one in your picture. So if you like stogies, man, I got a crash course. I learned stuff about cigars I never knew before. So
I'm not the biggest cigar smoker, but I watched that first one of the Stogie Nation that he did.
It was good.
And I know you can cut a cigar multiple ways. I didn't even. Yeah, I think I heard like a V cut or something like that. And so man, guys, make sure you guys go hit up Dub Raider. And so, all right, so another pass play. I mean, this is just a weak pass set by Alex Kappa. I mean, so he's at the top. I'll do an end zone view as well. But I understand it's play action, and you're trying to basically, you're trying to get into kind of your zone read first, because they're trying to basically kind of get that defense moving one way. But you see him here; he's on the right. He's on at the right guard. And it just doesn't take much to kind of move him off his.
Yeah, man, he's getting manhandled, man. And that was like he tossed him like a teenage boy. Like, get out of here.
And it wasn't like he was caught off. His eyes are there. He's trying to engage 91, and 91 is just like, get off me. We'll go to the end zone view. You can see it again. He's at the top, or the sky view. He just.
Yeah, let's work tonight.
Again, it's his pad level. Yeah. His pads get way too high. His pads are over his hips, not necessarily his knees. He's already in a compromised position. All it took was that D lineman just to get one arm on him, one hand on him, and knocked him off course.
Yeah.
And so, Matt, you're saying here it's a zone gap scheme. Okay. And
yeah. It's gonna be both. Chip,
I did Chip Kelly.
Chip mixes it up. A lot of pin pull. So let's see. I mean, I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, that's the guy you want pulling on the pin pull.
Yeah. So, and there is some pulling. So I did actually pull up some clips of him pulling, because we're gonna get into the run side right now. Again, guys, you guys are jumping in here. We appreciate you. We're going over Alex Kappa. Again, there's a good chance he's competing against a rookie, Caleb Rogers. He is, and Severe and I looked it up, he's the second highest paid offensive lineman on this roster. Yeah. Let that sink in. He's the second highest paid offensive lineman on this roster. And so, even though it's not a massive contract, John Spytek, Tom Brady, they do have history with him, so they brought him in for a reason. So there is a good chance he might find himself competing with a rookie. Keep that in mind. That's why we're breaking down the film. Now you're saying I think Kappa eventually might be a swing guard. Maybe, but he's competing for a starting position right now. But we'll recap everything afterwards and just kind of get our final assessment on it. But we'll just go through the film. But Raider White reminds me of Alex Bars. You're right, actually. That's a very good comparison. Reminds me of Cody Whitehair. But we're gonna go. We're gonna go to. Yeah, so Frank Redder, more money than JPJ. We looked up before. Apparently,
yeah. For this year, first cap hit this upcoming season, he's making more than JPJ.
I thought, and that's why I kind of questioned it before. I didn't want to bring it up because I did think JPJ with a second round rookie contract, he'd be making more, but apparently not, which is crazy. All right, so now we're getting to the run side. Okay, so remember, I grouped up the pass plays so you can kind of get a good feel for how he is in the pass. And then I'm grouping some run plays together. There's not a lot of clips from this game because it's earlier in the season. But then we're going to jump to the Broncos game, week 17 of last year. We're going to see the Broncos twice. They have a good defense. It's a good film to kind of break down. And look, it's the tail end of last season. So what we see there is probably the Kappa we're going to get.
Exactly.
in reality. So,
exactly.
What's going on, Alec M? What's happening, man? Okay. So this is already into the fourth quarter, and this is probably the best rep that I saw so far. I'm just letting you know we're already into the fourth quarter. And so Alice Kappa's right guard on the top side again. We did.
Okay. All right.
So you see him take on. He fights through the initial defensive lineman here, and he actually is able to get to that second level.
Yeah. Yeah.
Not a whole lot of impact at contact with that linebacker, but he gets there. And it's tough because it's probably the best rep on the run blocking scheme. That's into the fourth quarter.
Yeah.
So hold on, we got Rosetown. What's happening, man? Appreciate you rolling. What's up, Rundown? What's going on, man? We're just breaking down Alice Kappa, man. Breaking down the film. We're gonna start doing some film breakdowns on some players. Make sure you guys go hit up Raider Rundown and his channel. Hero, what's going on, man? Appreciate you rolling with us.
Is this Piano Man? Piano Man, did you just change?
Is it? I heard Piano Man changed the name.
I got a feeling it's Piano Man. I got a feeling it's
Piano Man. Piano Man. All right, we'll keep an eye out. Red White, I think the DN had a lot to do with him getting there. So one more time, we're gonna kind of go through it. But look, he does a good job, takes on the down defense lineman. He's able to get second level, which is good. Not a lot of impact there. Again, we've already talked about it. He is not the strongest offensive lineman out there, and it definitely hinders him. And you see it clearly on film. But yes, Raider White, good. He kind of gets pushed into it. I'm with you. Here's the next one. Here's him pulling. And he's up here on the right side. I don't know if this is confusion. It looks like confusion to me. But it's a pitch play to the outside. Of what I know with run schemes and pitch plays, he's that pull guy. He's got to get his ass out there. And you kind of see his right tackle communicate with him at the tail end.
Oh, that's just
again, could be confusion. You see him here, but he's pointing though. And here's the thing. If you watch him point, he's pointing right now to this down tackle. He's telling his offensive tackle, this is your man because I got to get out. And that's what he does. He's got to get out of his stance. He's got to get out in front of this pitch man here. But he doesn't do it. Like he knows he's got to get out.
Yeah.
And so again, not sure if it's confusion, but at the end of the day, I think it's not a good look for Alice Kappa. On this one, another run play, you're down the goal line. On this one, kind of good hips actually on this one, good body position on the block.
Okay. I like that. I'll take that all day.
You see him manipulate. You see him manipulate that interior defensive tackle's shoulders. He does a very good job. As soon as he makes the initial contact, he gets his hips to the left side, does a very good job, takes the left hand, kind of controls that shoulder and moves him over, which I like it. Down the goal line, you got to have it.
Yeah, I like that. I like that. That was nice.
So show an end zone view. He's here, good initial contact, gets the hips over extremely
Exactly.
well.
Like you said, and that was some of his best technique. Yeah. He still reached a little bit, but and I think that's more so because his feet aren't fast enough. You see, he's kind of leaning over. So,
Yeah.
back in the day, hey, you pull some cloth, lay right in your face. But he had good hand position, so that's probably why the guy couldn't do it.
And you can tell he overreaches a little bit with the left hand. He corrects it instantly because here's the thing: is when you're trying to actually change the direction of that interior defensive lineman, your biggest piece of leverage is that shoulder pad.
Yeah.
If you can get that hand underneath that shoulder pad
Right
and
in
lift that play size shoulder pad, that nearest shoulder pad, control the shoulders, you got him all day long. And so you can see him correct it. Once he swings his hips, he reaches. I was a little late on
Yeah,
that.
like it, and I like how he could close it off, close the door.
Exactly. So he gets his hips well. He overreaches a little bit,
Yeah.
right? But then he corrects it, and now he tries to get that hand underneath that shoulder pad. So he does a good job of correcting. He just overreached a little bit.
It's good stuff. It's good stuff.
Yeah, I'll take it. Unfortunately, there's not a lot that is positive, but again, you guys will see it. I could care less if it's my favorite player or my least favorite player. I don't care if it's Adam Butler or Cody Whitehair. I'll show the good. I'll show the bad. There's no bias in here. And so this is actually a good pull block. We have back-to-back decent run plays. So he's, again, right guard at the top of the screen. It's not a bad pull block. I believe he comes down this side.
Okay.
So I'll take it. He's right here. He's able to actually get to the opposite end fairly smoothly, locates his assignment, and is able to actually get his hips around and continue his feet moving. So,
yeah, the execution much better on this one than the last one.
Oh yeah, and again, you can see it. Watch his hands. He finds that near shoulder very quickly and is able to control it, which helps him. Watch his left hand to the shoulder and controls it. Does a very good job. So I'll take it. Back to back.
Yeah.
We're good so far. Again, earlier in the season, now we're down the goal line, right guard. Again, it's another pull play. This is actually another good one. So he actually gets out. He's got a pull, and he ends up being the lead blocker. Pull, gets out.
Okay.
Finds his man and continues to drive him.
Yeah.
He gets twisted a little bit, but he's still able to locate his man. And I think it's just a matter of that the defender that he's blocking kind of twists him up a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah.
The one thing I don't like is watch his legs as he starts to drive. Is one thing you can't let your legs die.
Yeah. Immediately.
Yeah. Yeah, Frank, I'd rather you cheat than get beat deep. I'm with you. God damn it. All right, Piano Man. Is that chat? Let me know if that's Piano Man. Alec M. Yeah. Alec M. Kappa's depth, I think. Yeah, we're gonna give our final assessment after. But yeah, watch his legs. I hate you can't let your legs go dead, and he kind of does it, but I'll take him getting out there, controlling his man.
Yeah.
When you're on the goal line as an offensive lineman or lead blocker, as long as you can get your man in the end zone, that means the running back can get their ass in the end zone. So, I'll take it. We got 4 more run plays from the early Carolina game next year or last season. So this is an inside zone play. He's down here at the right guard position. What's tough is this is the majority of kind of what I saw, and I think this is probably what is more expected of him. Unfortunately, knowing that he's was not. He was rated first in every worst statistic, I guess you can say. So he's here again. We'll go to end zone view in just a second. And one of the things to watch out for here, right? He allows this guy to kind of get into the gap. And the great part about end zone view is you want to be able to see where's this guy lined up. Sometimes they're lined up in the gap, the play side gap, and that's a very difficult block for a guard to make, especially when it's zoning away from you. And so the end zone view is going to tell a pretty good story on whether or not this is a good or bad block. One way to indicate, and not everybody has this type of view from the end zone. One way to indicate where that D lineman is on a zone that's going away from you is, does this center help out? If the center helps out, that means that most likely this down D lineman is gapped, but he doesn't help out, which means this guy is most likely either head up or 3 technique. On Kappa, we'll go to the end zone view real quick, and it doesn't look too great.
I was trying to see who that guy was. His name is LeBrian Ray. So it's not like he's.
Yes.
I've never heard of that guy before.
Yeah.
I thought it might be the kid from Auburn that's giving him some work. He's like, all right, that's nice.
Yeah, man. Frank Weber, after seeing this, hey, and there's more. Trust me, we're going to the Broncos game in just a second. But what up, Lunatic? What's happening, man? Appreciate you rocking, guys. Make sure you guys go hit up Raider Allegiance, Lunatic's channel as well. Appreciate you rolling with us. And hit up Raider Vision, Vizion, his website, man. I appreciate you putting that up, brother. Make sure you guys go hit up Raider Lunatic as well. And so you look at 93. Look at where he's lined up. It's an inside zone going opposite. This is where it's tough. He allows this man to cross his face, get in the gap before he can get there. Can't let it happen. It's just and watch his at the snap. Watch Alex Kappa's body. He's hesitant.
Yeah,
he's hesitant. The thing is that in a zone scheme, in zone blocking, the offensive line has to act like there's a string, the same length of string attached to their hips.
Yeah,
they all got to run on the same string. And the thing is that it just takes one offensive lineman to hesitate. And then you create that opening, you create that gap. And watch his first step. His first step should be out, whereas his first step is forward.
Yeah, forward.
The feet will tell you everything in his own scheme. His first step is forward. His first step has to be to his left to close that gap, because 64 is going to be moving too. So, and again, it's just, I think he's got very slow feet.
Yeah.
So, a few more from this game, and then we're going to go to our Broncos, and we're going to see just how good he is against the Broncos, because you're going to be facing them 2 times a year. All right, let's go. This one, it's just him slow to the second level. So he's the right guard on the top. He's going to try to get to the second level. And he's trying to fight through it. But here's the thing. If you don't, he's here, right? If you don't get a good fire out and he's hesitant.
Yeah.
You're never going to fight through that block. Because here's the thing. You can chip 93, gets the second level. But what he does is, watch his first step. His first 2 steps is almost, it's just a chatter step. That's all it is. And it just, you're going to get hung up here. You're never going to get to the second level in time.
Yeah. It's like he's trying to like he's trying to put a move on somebody. Like he's trying to say something.
I mean, I hate to put this analogy out there, but it's like, if you ever coach youth football and it's that first year kid that just doesn't know how to fire out of their stance, so they just kind of, you know what I'm saying? Like they almost got like a little waddle to start out, and it's just like that's what he does, and it's like he's almost preparing for this down lineman to hit him first, and then it's his key to release. It's like no. It's a run play. You're getting out of your own end zone.
Exactly.
fire off, give that guy a shoulder and an arm, gets that second level.
Yeah. You got to be the hammer in that situation and not the nail. And he's worried about being the nail.
Exactly. I mean, your back is to the end zone. Your quarterback's feet are in the end zone. You need to fire off, get your man, get to the second level if that's your assignment. So, and Chewy, you're saying he's running around with dumbbells on his legs. That was it right there. That was it, 100%. All right, 2 more run plays. Now this one, and again, down below, I kind of get my notes. Obviously, it's a lot of plays to go through.
Appreciate you, Daniel.
Yeah. You're right. You're right. Sometimes, Daniel Kim. What's happening, man? All right, so this one, he's at the top of the screen. He does a good job, but he just keeps working. I don't mind this.
Yeah.
Don't mind this. He keeps working, which
hey. Yeah, like that. Oh, okay. Nice little pancake action in there.
And he does a good job. He tries to work his way. Like the 93's got outside leverage on him, which is tough. It's already a tough block. So Kappa does a good job. He kind of gets his shoulders, his hips around, tries to control him. 93 fights through it a little bit, but he stays on him and keeps working his legs.
Yeah, that was nice, actually. Yeah, because he got to that outside shoulder and turned his hips, engaged, and executed the block. That's one of the better ones we've seen.
Exactly. What up, Jack Kenna? Jack Kenna, hey, I'm just getting a head start on the beard that you're going to owe me at the end of the next season. I'm just saying, Jack. That's all I'm saying. So for you guys that are just kind of coming in, Taddy, what's going on? Film? Absolutely. We're going to start breaking down some film of some of our players that are currently on this roster. I think we're going to do Isaiah Palamal, but we're doing Alex Kappa because, as we said before, he's the second highest paid offensive lineman. Tom Brady, Spytek brought him in because of their history, and he's competing with a rookie right now for that starting right guard position. He might be starting. We've all had question marks, and so we want to break down the film just to confirm kind of what we know to be true, I guess. And that's the one thing. You can trust it, but we got to verify. We don't want to just say someone sucks. You got to do the homework just to truly understand whether or not they are that bad. So let's see. Is this the one? Yeah, we just went through this one. All right. Again, it's not all bad. We have seen some bad, but it's not all bad.
Yes.
And we just went over the passing game. We're going over the running, and next we're going to go over the Broncos late game, week 17 last year. And so this is more of kind of I believe this was an inside zone. Outside zone.
Yeah.
You see him down the right-hand side. You see him get out and work.
Yeah.
I don't mind it. I'd love to see him continue as soon as, and this is one trend that I see with him. And it kind of goes back to he's got a weak, he's not very strong.
Yeah, he's so easily moved off his spot.
Yeah, watch this down lineman be able to, I believe actually it might be this guy. Watch the down lineman be able to just long arm him.
It's 91. The one push and he reroutes him. He reroutes him with one arm.
Yeah, he long arms him. Credit to Alex Kappa. He was able to kind of work down line of scrimmage and find him again, but he long arms him. But I'd love to see Alex Kappa use his hands better and to be able to chop that thing down, get into his shoulder pads, and drive him.
Yeah.
But he's not very strong. He long arms him, creates the distance. Again, finds him.
He kept working though. He kept working.
So. Yeah, so I'll take that. At least I'll take the him continuously moving his feet. But yeah, that is a big concern. I mean, it just takes a simple technique of the D lineman to be able to long arm him, kind of extend that arm and get him off his position. And so that kind of sums up the Carolina game. Again, that was week 4, right? So we took a look at week 4. Let's take a look at Alex Kappa week 17 against the Broncos. And this is probably the Alex Kappa we're going to get.
Yeah.
I mean, he's a veteran. it is what it is. This is the guy who we're gonna get. So
not about to change in one off season.
Exactly. So Kenna, no, Kenna. Okay. No, I'm not. Just so you guys know, we're definitely gonna be all celebrating some beers when JJ Pegues doesn't get a carry next season. I'm just saying. Jack. All right, so let's do this. We're going week 17. Now we're gonna break down him against the Broncos last year. Wait for it to come up. Okay, remember we go through the passing plays first. So we get a really good idea as to how he is in the pass game instead of jumping all around, and then we're gonna get a good idea how he is in the run game. Again, last of all the starting guards in every damn statistic last year, so we know that it's gonna be a rough film, but we just got to be able to we got to trust but verify.
Yeah.
What up, P-Ring? What's going on, man? And just a reminder, guys, if you guys do have just a comment or something as it relates to the game film, hit that hashtag Raiders first if you can, just so it catches my eye. I definitely want to bring it up if you guys have something going on. Or if you guys have a comment towards this. So, all right, I want to make sure I kind of get down to the bottom. All right, let's go. Okay. I'm not bueno. What's going on, man? What's happening, man? We're just breaking down Alice Kappa. All right. Here's the thing that I consistently saw, and again, since you're seeing it week 17, it's tough. We're most likely going to see it. This is kind of his habits and what he allows. Is he allows distance when he gets into his pass set? He allows distance. We just saw how a lineman can long arm him and get him off of his spot.
Yeah.
It continues to happen, and this is why he probably led up the most quarterback hurries and quarterback sacks last year. So he's at the top of the screen again, going against the good. I'm forgetting that guy, Jared Allen.
Jerry Verse.
No. For the Broncos.
Braden Fisk.
No, Braden Fisk for the Rams.
For the Rams. Oh yeah, no, not Zach Allen out of Boston.
Zach Allen, yeah. He's a beast.
Yeah. He's a dog. A dog. Yeah. That year he came out, the draft, I wanted him. Yeah, Zach Allen's nice.
But here's the thing: when you watch this, you want Alex Kappa's hands to be so much better. If you watch, Zach Allen, right? You just said Zach Allen.
Zach Allen, yeah.
Watch Zach Allen. He's able to long arm him, kind of get him off the spot, create the distance. Bang, right here. He creates the distance. And when you create distance from that offensive line, that allows you to get that secondary move in there. When you create distance, linemen want to get into your shoulder pads. They want to be able to get their hands into you, and they don't want to create that distance. Unfortunately, Alex Kappa allows it way too much. What's going on? Sean says, wasn't he playing injured last season? That's the rumor on Kappa not playing well, plus a bad scheme fit. We went over it. We showed his injury. A lot of what people are saying is his injury was based off of what happened early 2023, which is the end of the 2022 season. It was a bad injury. We saw it. I showed it, got rolled up on. It was bad. Yeah. But at the end of the day, if it continues to plague him, and if that's what he's working through, I mean, it's the end of this game is the end of the last year. If it's continuing to linger, I still have my concerns. If he's going to be our starting guard, and we had multiple opportunities to bring in someone to a free agency or address it earlier in the draft. So, we'll see. But you got here, he allows to create distance, which allows Zach Allen just another opportunity to get a second move in. Yeah. So he's got to be better with his hands.
Yeah, he's just, man, he beat, and he is easily, he got beat easily. And that was it's too easy to move him off the spot. Too easy.
Yeah.
And is that Zach Allen? The 97?
Yeah, he's 99.
99? Okay.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Zach Allen's 99.
Okay. Dang, yeah, he looks bigger than when he came out of BC, when he came out of Boston College, he was an end. He was kind of a big end, but
that's why he's so damn athletic.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie.
Because he was about to say he's
Um,
moving the way he's moving around Alex Kappa. It's like Alex Kappa is standing still.
yeah. Um, and so, all right. So, as much as the previous clips that we showed, and he has no punch and needs to extend more. Yes. And not necessarily like you want to have a punch, but you also want to be able to control at the same time. So it's not necessarily punch and then create that distance, but you want to punch and shock him, right?
Exactly.
Punch, shock him, but keep him in tight so you can control those shoulder pads and control his upper half. But this is a bad one. As much as we saw some very good eye discipline out of Alice Kappa, and he's down here at the right guard position. This one is where he dips his head into the interior defensive lineman. I'll show the end zone view as well. But he just dips and just overcommits. This is what we see out of Dylan Parham all the time, unfortunately. So he's here. He overcommits, dips. And so a lot of good eye discipline, but man, sometimes he gets carried away, unfortunately.
Yeah.
And so another example of just bad eyes at right guard. He's at the top here. You'll see it.
Yeah. Man, yeah. Yeah.
And it's tough. It's a guy he's coming in late, which is tough. A lot of linemen are susceptible to this, so I don't want to
Yeah.
just talk too much shit, but it's a late blitzer coming off the top. I'll show the end zone view as well. But at the same time, you got to keep that head on the swivel. You got to keep the eyes
Yeah.
moving, unfortunately.
It looked like he had a late reaction to it, but he just at that point
Yeah.
it was too late.
So, and it's like I've see, you see his eyes.
Yeah, he saw a dart over there. He knew it, but it was at that point it was too late. It was too
His
late for
eyes
him to do
flip.
anything
Yeah.
to it. Yeah.
So his eyes start to move, and he sees it extremely late.
Yeah.
So that's it's tough. It happens to everybody, but at the same time, again, I could only really cut up 2 game films to kind of see it. And if he was again last in every statistic, there's probably more game film like that. And so,
Yeah. You try to be fair. He took a game early in the season. He took a game late in the season. So unless we're thinking he played like an all pro level between those guys, like this is kind of what he is.
exactly. And we're gonna get to the run side as well, but we're gonna do more pass plays. He's right guard here. And again, it's just bad shoulders.
Yeah, and it plays play strength. Can't anchor right there. You got to anchor. Got to anchor. Got to fend that guy off, and he's just he's manhandled.
And it's not like he's getting surprised. He sees it. Now he does. I will preface this, all right, and I watched it over and over and over again because I didn't want to kind of put something on there that he trips or something like that. Like that happens. Offensive lineman,
Yeah.
you trip over feet, stuff like that. And so if I see that, not too worried about it. But the problem, and he does look like he trips a little bit, but the problem that I have, what's going on, Nickel Tanner? What's going on? Appreciate you rocking with us. Is his shoulder pads are already way too high. It's hard to see in this view. I'll go back to the other one, but his shoulder pads at contact are just way too high right at contact. So you do see like the foot's not there yet.
A little bit. Yeah. Yeah, he's already moving backwards. Yeah.
His hips are already compromised.
Yeah.
And so he does clip, I think his his right tackle's foot, his back foot here, but he's already compromised here.
He's already in bad position. Like you want to be in a power position, like you said, shoulders over your knees, absorb that contact, anchor down, and you got one foot in front of the other. He's dancing right. Like he's dancing, he's slow dancing.
Yeah. So, And I'm telling you, man, I felt back because look, this entire Bengals offensive line was not good. After watching
Not
this
at
film,
all.
I
Yeah.
and no joke, Rosetown, yeah, Joe Burrow was running for his life.
Yeah.
The game films that the two that I was kind of going over. So again, you got him here. He just
See,
he
but
just doesn't have strength.
did he trip? I don't. I want to give him
Well,
benefit of the doubt, but
but if I pause it, right, he's already compromised prior to.
oh yeah,
Now,
he did. He caught him a little bit. Yeah, he did. But yeah, like you said though, he was already getting taken for a ride. He might not have fallen, but he was going to be in the backfield.
and at the same time, if you actually have your hold up, hold up. God damn it.
Oh my goodness! You
Lunatic,
it's,
you just made my Sunday.
that is epic. So, salute to Lunatic. You're a survivor. Lunatic tried to get you up out of there, man. You persevered.
That is
Power to you.
classic.
Power to you. Don't let
I
Chris see
love it,
you though.
Lunatic.
Don't let Chris see you.
Oh man, Lunatic. Yeah. So Chris might be able to join us a little bit later.
Chris got a hit out
Oh
on
my
these
God.
hats.
That is classic work. I love it, Lunatic. I appreciate you joining us. I appreciate you. All right, so this is another pass set. Again, we're going to go to the run side in a second. He's the right guard on top. And again, I'll preface it again, just so you guys know. I don't just pick the bad ones. I will pick good ones. I'm going to be as fair as I possibly can because at the end of the day, we need a true evaluation of who this guy is. So he's at the top. And unfortunately, he's going against a good interior defensive lineman. All right,
Yeah.
but just gets beat.
Oh my goodness.
Just gets beat.
Yeah. He went around him like he was. Well, he was standing still. Basically, it's like he was standing still. Oh my goodness, man.
And the one thing that to just kind of keep in
That's
mind,
that. And that's a nice move too, though. That's a nice move.
it is.
He faked outside, hit him with the hand swipe as he went inside. That was nice.
But
But
here's the thing: the reason why he can hit him with that hand swipe is watch how early Alice Kappa extends his arms.
yeah,
When you extend your arms way too early, you're exposed, and when you don't have the distance, if you haven't controlled the distance just yet, then you're allowing that defensive lineman to be able to dictate his move off of you. And so if you watch Alice Kappa's hand or his arms, he's going to reach early. Bang, they're already out there.
Yeah.
Like let Zach Allen get to your body first.
Yeah.
It's not like Alice Kappa got into his pass set early. It's not like he had to basically kick step, get into his set early. He reached.
Yeah.
Let Zach Allen get to your body, then shock him, control him. But he reached. And so when you go against a good interior defensive lineman like that, he is going to hand play you all day long. And this is what happens. Bueno, you're saying, can we also see tape when he played for Bucks? Unfortunately not, because the all 22 doesn't date back. Yeah. It's not accessible that far back, unfortunately. I want to go look it up, and it's just I can't bring up the tape, unfortunately. But you extend your arms way too early, you're allowing that defensive lineman to be able to play off of your initial move, and that's the game of hand playing in the interior.
And guys usually do that when they're not confident. So he's trying to get hands on the guy early, and he took advantage of him.
Yeah, he's trying to control it as quickly as possible because he doesn't have the athleticism to go against that guy. And so, yeah, Jack, we did look at a little bit of tape. We did look at a little bit of tape. And Rosetown, you're saying, do we think Kappa is a starter? I see Meriton Rogers getting the guard spot. We're almost there. We're kind of jumping ahead, but Kappa's a backup.
Yeah.
Plainly said, he's a backup.
Yeah.
So, then Severe, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, we've been hearing, and you know, we were hearing that Caleb Rogers was getting some starter reps in camp. So I was thinking, like, you know what, hey man, maybe Caleb's out there is looking good. Like, you know, he's really impressing the coaches. But watching what I'm watching, it could just be that Alex Kappa is just not looking up to snuff in these OTAs, these mini camps. It's looking like, and it's really hard to gauge because there's not too much blocking you can do, but just, you know, you can see how a guy's feet are moving. You can see a guy's moving. You can see a guy's technique. Yeah, it's not looking good for Kappa. Not looking good for Kappa at all. I think, and unfortunately for us, I think we can get out of that deal next year. I think we can get out of that deal.
Yes. Yeah, and look, I think Alex Kappa was probably some. Well, I'm not going to say I know this. There's a good chance that maybe he was kind of that insurance policy just because they missed on somebody in the draft, which I understand. But you waited till the third round. I mean, you traded back multiple times to get a guy. So honestly, I think Carlos Rogers better be the guy. You traded back 2 times. You could have got some damn good offensive guards in that second and third round, but you decided to trade back, and so you missed out. So if Alex Kappa ends up starting and he's the crutch on this offensive line like Dylan Parham was last year, we're gonna have some problems. Especially when you got Ashton Genty and you want to give him all the resources to find success.
Exactly.
I'm telling you. Lunatic man, do we know for sure what type of blocking scheme we're running? Because Kappa's best year in 2021 in a man blocking scheme in Tampa. Severe, I mean, you know Chip Kelly more than I do, so I'll hand it off to you.
It's going to be, most teams run some variation of man and power, but it's going to be primarily a zone scheme. We're going to have some power stuff in there too, but he likes to run but he'll do both. He's going to do both. And we still have Joe. We still have Philbin on staff here as well. So you know he's his own guy. Carroll's son, he's his own guy as well. So it's going to be primarily zone, but every team runs both, a little bit of both.
And based on the film that we're watching, he's not going to be good in either. Unfortunately, I could care less what scheme we're seeing him run a little bit of zone. We saw, one ISO play. It's just he's not very strong. If you want to run a power scheme, then you better have some strength behind it. He ain't got it. If you want to run a zone scheme, you better have the feet for it. He ain't got it. So yeah, it's tough. Mike Lopez, looks like it, and so, well, I don't say it looks like it, possibly. Yes, he was cheap, Rosetown, without question. So, all right, this one, again, it kind of goes back to he's the right guard here. It just kind of shows another example of just high pad level. And he struggles once at contact.
Man.
Like this is a good view of it. Just look at his shoulders.
Yeah. Like, is Zach Allen? It doesn't even like Zach Allen breaks stride on that at all.
No, because I think Zach Allen knows. Like you get that feeling as a defender. You know how you can beat somebody, whether obviously you watch film, you watch tape, you kind of get an idea. But once you actually take what you saw on game film and apply it and it works, your confidence level shoots through the roof. Now I'm confirming I could beat you the way I thought all week long, and now good luck to you. I'm gonna take you to you. And I think this is kind of where we're at now in this game film. Is Zach Allen knows I'm gonna beat you every time.
Yeah.
And so I think that's the hard part. Is what's up, Chronicles? What's happening, man? Genty playing behind a crap old line in college. He has a better line with us. Let's hope so.
Yeah, but crap line relative to the competition he was playing against. So not like he was playing a whole bunch
Yeah.
of like in a future NFL starters or future NFL players, in the other offensive lines outside of what he played when he played Oregon and when he played Penn State. So it's everything's relative. So we're hoping we got a very young offensive line. Hopefully, it gets younger by starting Caleb Rogers.
Yeah, hopefully it does get younger. You're right. Rick Rock, what's going on, man? Appreciate you rolling with us. What's happening, man? Let's see. And remember, guys, if you guys do have a comment or question based on the game film or what have you, hit that hashtag Raiders if you can. We definitely appreciate it. But yeah, pad level just way too high. And the thing is, it's not like he's getting caught with a stunt in front of him or a blitzing linebacker coming in late. He sees it. It's in front of him. Pad level way too high, and he gets taken for a ride in the backfield.
Yeah. That's the narrative that continues. As we said before, you can watch the tape. Pad level is not great.
It's not.
Like look at it's like he's he's doing like a jumping jack, like he's flat footed. His hips are just
yeah, and that is it, right? Like, look, watch him kind of get into his set. And this is his body right at contact.
Yeah.
I mean, your hips are compromised. Your hips are compromised.
Already.
You're basically standing straight up.
Exactly.
I mean, you're not bracing for contact. That's
you're
just taking for a ride.
And to see what you see, like a guy that's doing it better. For people that are wondering like what better looks like, you kind of see the left tackle. You kind of see him in a much stronger position.
Yeah. So, and Sean, you're saying they gave him good money. Where were they signing him? Hopefully, he could be what he was in Tampa. Obviously, it wasn't on his last year performance. John is known as a GM that has an eye for offensive line.
Yeah.
But my thing is, but John Spytek was not the final decision. Like, we truly don't know exactly who was his decision 100% because he wasn't the final say, right? So this is a very good testing season for John Spytek, for John Spytek, just to truly know, okay, you are now the shot caller. You now make that final decision. So let's kind of see how this plays out. You know what I'm saying? So just because Tampa drafted well doesn't mean it was his final guy.
Exactly.
And sometimes when the pressure is on you, it makes you think a little differently when you are the one that has to tie your name to it. So, we'll see. Again, at the end of the day, hope it works out. We just are going through this film to now know this is what last year said. If we see the same this year, then now we get an understanding as to kind of why they, we can question, why did they bring him in if he ends up being a starter and performs this way? So that's why we're just kind of breaking down the film. One last time, we'll get to the next one. Again, we're going through the pass plays to kind of get some consistency, and then we'll go to the run plays. Remember, it's not all bad.
No, just most.
I clip it as I see it. You know what I'm saying? Like, if there's good stuff, definitely 100%. This is just.
I've tried. He tried people. Like he tried.
I do. I don't want to paint nobody with a brush that's false, right? So, and look, just so you guys know, like, I love this. This kind of goes back to my coaching days. This goes back to what I loved doing, and so I love it. And I'll break down our players in the game film exactly how I would my own players. I mean, I'll break them down to where I'll find the good, I'll find the bad, and we'll try to figure out, okay, who are you really? And that's just kind of how I do it. And so this is just horrible technique, or just if I've gone through 2 game films and I've actually seen this a couple times, you probably saw it more throughout the season. And so he's the right guard up here, and as an offensive lineman, you don't ever turn your back.
Oh my goodness. And that's a penalty too, isn't it? Like, can't you get penalized for that?
I don't know if you can get penalized. I don't think you can get penalized for turning your back.
You know,
But
if you block somebody going back to, I mean, maybe that's just you block
or like
somebody
the
going
crack
backwards.
block rule or
Yeah,
whatever.
yeah,
I don't think so. But I mean, to flip your back
yeah,
to the defense is just, and again, I'm pointing out because I saw it again in another play, and I was like, that's a little iffy. But then when I saw it again, I was like, God damn it! Like if that's a habit, and I wasn't gonna go back and try to find it
trying to
through an
find it.
entire
Right.
game,
Yeah,
but you don't flip your back, like you
yeah,
just don't. And you don't flip your back, especially to the nearest defender, and that's what he did.
yeah.
I mean, he flipped it.
Exactly. Like not like not like he had defeated the guy. Like now the guy was like, like,
You know, like,
oh my goodness.
and the reason why he probably flipped inside is because Zach Allen, I believe, no, this is another defense, but this
And
is
that's
Zach Allen.
everybody else. Yeah,
He does come inside a little bit, all right. So, but even if he goes inside, you have your help to the center, so you just step down. That's all you do.
yeah,
You don't actually flip your shoulders inside and then turn your back to the nearest defender.
yeah. It looks like Zach Allen switched spots with the guy. Like, man, let me help you get some stats. Help you get another a good
Yeah.
catch to get you some numbers. Like,
It's just
man.
it's just bad habit. Toddy, you're saying what injuries was he dealing with last year? I heard he was playing through injury. I think he was. I do think that he had like a couple. I think it was minor injuries. It wasn't anything crazy, but let's just keep in mind, 99% of players play through injury throughout the entire season. Like you're never healthy, and so in the beginning of our live, I did show the injury he had at the tail of the 2022 season that people say is lingering him. It was a nasty injury, but I think he was dealing with something, but all linemen are dealing with something, you know? And so at the end of the day, you just have to perform, unfortunately.
Yeah, exactly.
It's just the world we live in. And so again, guys, if you can, yeah, thank you, Toddy. Hit that hashtag Raiders if you guys got something for the for us or regarding the film. But hey, guys, let me know if Piano Man is getting out of control a little bit. I see you guys kind of going back and forth. Just let me know. It's gonna be interesting, Piano Man. Don't be riling it up. Actually, that was the same one. Let me go to this one. We got about shit. It's bad. I got a lot of clips. We're gonna keep rolling. So let's do this. We're gonna go back to the good. Good eyes on this one. Right guard. He's engaging, but he's keeping his eyes on the swivel. We saw it against Carolina. I'll just kind of go through it again. Just again, show he's just got good eyes. He engages, but his eyes are still looking, which I like. Looks simple, looks basic,
Yeah.
but I like that his eyes continue to work. This one, he kind of gets twisted up. He kind of pulls. It's a pass block. He gets twisted up again. Again, I just don't like the fact that he turned his back. He's right here. The center pulls, so he knows he's got to kind of compensate for it. But the thing is if you know your center's getting out, your ass better go over and step down and get your man. And he's late to it. That's the part that I struggle with. So he's here. Linebackers become a little bit late. His center's, or I'm sorry. Yeah, I think it's actually a linebacker. Maybe linebacker are here, but center's leaving. If center's leaving, step your ass down and you got to make sure you get your man, your first threat. So we'll play this end zone view here. If he sees him coming, step down and get him.
Yeah. MDM, most dangerous man.
And whenever a center is pulling, this right side is going to be stepping to their left.
Yes.
And so he's got to make sure. He's got to make sure that he can be able to step down and take that blitzing guy. But he's late to it.
Yeah.
He hesitates on 93, this interior defensive lineman. He hesitates at him, which he doesn't.
Mhm. Yeah.
He doesn't have to.
Yeah. Yeah. Because he already knows where he has to. At that point, he already knows where he's. And that was a little bit of bad eyes because I don't know if he saw 55 jump into that gap that quickly. Oh, am I frozen?
Yeah, I think everybody. Oh, you're good. No,
Okay.
yeah, you're good. And here's the thing: watch 93's helmet. And Rosetown, you're saying give Jack Kennedy a wrench. I'll be dead honest. I don't even know how to do it. I'm just letting you know.
Sorry, I'll tell you how to do it.
Okay. So I don't even know how to do it, to be honest with you. I'm not hip to the game like that. Sorry, guys.
Yeah, I have to figure it out too.
And so, but hey, I don't have one. But Piano Man, hey, just make sure we're all right. I can't put people in timeout. I don't like doing it, but
exactly.
Chat, let me know if I need to, and I'll do it. But so here's the thing: is watch 93's helmet. As an offensive lineman, you're always working off of the helmet in front of you, especially when you're trying to zone one way. In 93, his helmet goes left.
Yeah.
But because the center is leaving, Kappa knows you got to step down anyways. Even if 93 goes forward, guess what? He's already inside shade of you. You're going to engage with him anyways.
Yeah.
But Kappa hesitates, and he's late to kind of get into the linebacker coming, and you get twisted around.
Yeah.
It just can't happen.
Screwed the whole play up because the center had to stop.
Exactly. What's going on, Jeff? Man, guys, make sure you go hit up Jeff's channel as well, man. Appreciate you rolling with us. We're going over Alex Kappa. That's what we're doing. So another example of him giving up ground. He's right here, right guard. Again, it's just bad shoulders, bad leverage, and he's just not a very strong offensive lineman. So you'll see it here. Just gives up ground again.
Yeah, man, that initial punch.
But it's also just playing that hand game again, right?
Yeah.
If that D lineman wants to get into with that initial punch, Alex Kappa looked like he tried to give something back.
He did. He was fighting, but
but it's just
at that point, that first punch kind of shocked him and threw him off, and then he was at that point, he was swimming without a life vest. He was just trying to fight and trying to survive.
And he's got to be able to use his hands better, because if you look at 94 kind of gets underneath his face mask, which again bends him, compromises his hips. He's got to be able to knock that hand down as quickly as possible. And so you see it here, 94's right arm gets there and is able to kind of lift him, compromise his hips, and now you can control him and just ride him into the backfield.
Yeah. Joe Burrow. It's a good movement by Joe Burrow, though.
Yeah. If it wasn't for Joe Burrow being able to kind of move around a little bit, which, look, it happens with offensive linemen. I'm not saying that it's tough, but there's a consistent narrative with him and his pass blocking where he just does not have a strong set whatsoever. He just cannot anchor. It's tough. Another example, gives up ground. He's the right guard here. Not even going against their best interior defensive lineman. Lineman walks up. He just gets walked back. Now this entire offensive line gets walked back.
Yeah.
But we'll go to end zone view. It's just becoming too consistent.
Yeah. Everybody's in the backfield. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, it's tough. It's tough. But you just don't want to see your offensive lineman get walked back like that.
No.
Especially if he's potentially going to be a starter on this goddamn offensive line. But if you
left tackle did the right job. He looks,
if you watch,
incredibly uncomfortable in his stance, though. My goodness.
It's just bow-legged. So you see Alice Kappa, watch his shoulders, right? As soon as 98 comes in contact, his shoulders pop up because he's allowing that interior defensive lineman to kind of to get his shoulders up, and Kappa just loses his leverage right at contact.
Immediately at contact.
And we're gonna continue with it. Again, right guard here. Another example. This is why Alice Kappa led the league in quarterback hurries last season, which is tough. And so at least Gino can move in the pocket. Isaiah, yeah, at least he can.
Yeah,
without question.
Oh, yeah. Gino, you might just start him to make Gino feel at home, like he's in Seattle.
Yeah, I know, right? Isaiah, so can Genty pick up the blitz? The blitz Sean Payton's gonna do.
The blitz of the Broncos are running.
But remains to be seen. We'll see.
Yeah.
He didn't have to do a lot of it last year because Boise State didn't pass a whole lot. It was all him. So we'll see. Again, right guard gives up a lot of ground. It ends up being just a consistent thing with him. And now moving forward, when we see it, I won't run through it too much or continuously run with it. You see him here, but he gets walked back all day long. Those defense linemen can just lift his shoulder pads, and he loses his strength in his hips. Let's see what's going on, Rock. What's happening? Will Kappa do better in his zone scheme? I don't think so. We've seen his feet. It's tough, man. It is tough to think that he'd be better in his own scheme or a power run scheme. And so that's gonna be tough. Tally, did the Bengals have anybody better? No. Apparently I don't think not. I think what's tough is like you just see what the Bengals did. They just paid T. Higgins and they paid Jamar Chase.
In the same offseason.
Can you put some money in your offensive line? Like, I don't know. It's crazy. All right, so let's go. Let's see this one. Okay, so again, we'll roll a little bit of positive. Again, good eyes. He's down here, right guard. Good eyes. The notes on this is a good pickup on the inside, so we'll kind of play through and see what happens.
Okay, yes, all right, nice.
We'll go to the end zone view.
Yeah.
So this one's good. Don't like him over committing to the interior defensive lineman. He's sitting right here, but he does a very good job. No one's coming on top of him. Checks the outside. He's able to maneuver back to the inside, moving his eyes. So definitely some good out of this one.
That's good.
So I'll take it.
That throw by Burrow, man. That's good work there.
I know, right? Jeremy said, I don't think Kappa was ever intended to start. He's there primarily to serve a mentor role and coming off the bench for support, perhaps also insurance for whatever might happen with Miller. Are you talking about Colton Miller? Because if you're talking Colton Miller, Kappa will not play tackle.
Oh, no. You see Kappa out there, man. Ladies and gentlemen, good night. Good night. We see.
Without question. And here's the thing is Jeremy, you're saying, I don't think Kappa was ever intended to start. But here's the thing. He's competing for that right tackle, that right guard position with a third-round rookie, Carlos Rogers. Yeah. He might, and he's the second highest paid offensive lineman we have on this roster.
Yeah.
It may not have been the intention, but if it wasn't the intention, that you would have addressed it in free agency outside of Kappa, and you would have addressed it in the draft. So to me, it sounds like Kappa has a chance. I'm not saying he will. He has a chance at possibly starting. That's why we're kind of going over the film. Joe Burrow had 4,900 yards. I know. Yeah. It is crazy. It's crazy.
MVP snub for real.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Jack Cannon personally for me, Rogers at right yard. Yeah.
Yeah.
But he's a rookie. Then it's kind of unknown as to truly what you're going to get, which is tough. Fakasi, man, I appreciate you. Don't worry about and you missed it because in the beginning, AR, man, Alex Kappa is wearing the same number as Cody Whitehair. Damn it.
Yeah.
And so now I'm getting flashbacks off
Exactly.
Kasi. I'm getting flashbacks, damn it.
At least you know which direction to send your ire. You know what numbers. You don't got to change much.
Jesus
You got to
Christ,
change
man.
much.
And I hated Cody Whitehair. God damn it.
Oh man,
guys,
with the passion.
With a
And it was the
passion.
same situation. You know what? It was the same situation where it's like, hey, this guy's brought in, veteran guy, to kind of be a, be a not a mentor, but it kind of help the young guys along. And yeah.
Exactly. It was the same situation. And so I posted a video on my channel the day that we signed him. I was pissed. Because I did the same exact thing I'm doing now. And I wasn't going live, and stuff like that prior. So I was doing kind of doing my own thing. But I did the same thing. I went and looked at the film. And I was like, because I knew that we were going to bring in somebody from that Bears front line because we had Lugetzi. So it made all the sense in the world. I actually wanted.
There's a guy you wanted. It's like a young
Lucas
guy.
Patrick.
Okay, yeah.
I wanted Lucas Patrick because he was versatile. He played guard, he played center, but he went over the Saints and actually did well with the Saints.
Yeah.
So if you look up Lucas Patrick and what he did with the Saints last year, he actually did pretty good.
Yeah.
But he was the veteran, not to be a starter, but to come in and be a viable backup, but teach the rest of this offensive line what Lugetzi's scheme was, and we went with Cody Whitehair.
Yeah.
Thanks for bringing it up, Afakasi. And this is the same thing, right? You're bringing Alex Kappa. You think that you're going to get some veteran presence because John Spytek and Tom Brady see something. And as of right now, we're not sure is what they were seeing. But AR, appreciate the super chat. So again, another pass play. We're going to go to the run blocking scheme for Alex Kappa in this Week 17 matchup of last year against the Broncos. We are going to see him twice. So this is actually decent, right? Good eyes, a good pickup with the linebacker. He's the right guard here. I'll let it play out. We'll see the.
That's good.
We'll see the end zone view. Yeah, good pass set. Sees the threat to the interior, but then he's able to keep his eyes alive and picks up the blitzing linebacker crossing through.
Yeah,
I'll take it.
Nice.
I'll take it. Nothing special, but I definitely want to give praise where praise is due. And so just a few more pass plays. Again, another example. High pad level, just weak hips. He's the right guard down here.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
It's tough, man.
Come on, man. Look at that.
It's tough. If he is our starting right guard, it's going to be.
That's just look where everybody else is. Look where he's at.
It's going to be a long season.
One punch. That's all it took. He's in Burrow's lap after one punch.
Yeah, and Desert Raider, appreciate you. That would mean they paid him an awful lot to be a mentor, without question. He's I don't know if you heard us say it. He's the second highest paid offensive lineman on our team.
Yes.
That means something. And he just gets walked back with just a straight bull rush. Here's a tough one. And again, I just went through 2 game films. Going through all the game film was a little tough. And I'm sorry, I don't know if I said it or not. Make sure you guys go, even though he brought Cody Whitehair, make sure you guys go hit up off Kashi's channel too, man. I think he did a trivia earlier today. I wasn't able to see it, but I heard it was good. I heard it was definitely entertaining. Leo hit me up and said I need to kind of jump on. But make sure you guys go hit up off Kashi's channel as well and show some support over there.
Yeah, he does some great stuff, man. Some great stuff over there.
And I think you guys do some techno bowl stuff too.
That stuff is good. It's funny. It's super entertaining. It
is, and I think all that stemmed from. You also got Jeff to do some. Eat something. What the hell was it?
Is it Vegemite?
Vegemite. Yeah, I saw
Oh
it.
my
Yeah.
goodness, that stuff. Oh my goodness, that stuff tastes like
This is bad. That's bad news.
it,
Um,
Vegemite tastes like English pea flavored earwax. So it's like it's
it's, that's as descriptive as it gets. Oh, that is awful. But yeah, Desiree, yes, that's an awful lot for being a mentor, without question. He looks good in combo blocks. Sometimes, rarely does he look good in combo blocks. Rock, if you're talking about Ellis Kappa, let's go. Okay, I doubt he starts though. That's motivational to drive the rook. He's
hope
competing.
so.
Yeah, he's competing though. And so, Taddy, you're saying could just be a locker room guy, knows him, let him show Rodgers how to practice, let him take over by the start of the season if he's ready. That's why preseason is going to be great.
Yeah.
Because we get to see the battle without
Yeah.
question. At least Raiders are consistent bars. Stop with the consistency, Raider Hawaii, man.
Right.
We don't need this
Right.
consistency.
Our guy Van Roten gave us a little bit of a reprieve, I guess. He was like,
He did. I will give him back. I actually wanted to bring back Van Roten last year. So, that's a great part about YouTube, man. When you can actually, you go on here and you actually can talk about it. And sometimes you look like a fool, but sometimes, hey, you got receipts to bring up, which is good shit. So here's Alice Kappa, just misses on the D tackle. Again, we're looking at all pass plays. We're about to get in the run play. He just misses. That's my note. Oh, my bad. He's down below.
Yeah.
Right guard down here, just misses. And
oh my goodness.
But he misses. And here's the thing.
Let me see. Is it his hands out again? Same thing?
Yeah, watch his hands. Just watch the arms just before contact. And he reaches.
Yeah.
When you reach, you expose. That's the biggest thing that I've been able to, teach my defensive linemen. If an O-line wants to reach, you're exposing everything. Yeah, right.
If you reach, we'll
I
teach. Yep.
Yeah, an offensive line. The worst thing an offensive lineman wants to do is expose their entire arm. That is like a gift to interior defensive linemen and sorry, edge rushers too.
Yeah,
and you just watch him. Look at and he reaches. And here's the thing. Yeah, I hate going back over these plays because then I keep seeing shit. Damn it. Chat, you better just be grateful we're doing this because I get frustrated as hell. All right. God damn it, Afakasi. What do you got now? Coming soon, the white and white.
Zamir White and Cody White here podcast.
Yeah, it is. Oh man. All right, Afakasi, we might have to link up. It's just gonna be nothing but shit talking of our past players. I like it.
That'd be entertaining.
That would be entertaining. I'd have to get out I'd have to get the darker bottle.
Yeah, you have to get that. You have to get that Caribbean stuff again.
Yeah, the Caribbean. Don't the Caribbean cast. Don't make me break that out. That's only for Adam Butler people. Man, but Africans, I appreciate you. But here's the thing: is watch, and it's there are specific things that you got to look at where he punches. Mm-hmm. He punches to the inside of the interior defense line. That lineman is outside of him. That tackle has a D end outside of him, so he has a responsibility. Why in the hell are you punching to his inside shoulder and extending your arm, giving it to him, which is a gift to that interior defensive lineman? Exactly. You do not punch to the inside. You don't even punch to the chest. You try to control the biggest part of his body, which means you punch that outside shoulder, keep that inside arm free, because the moment you can punch that outside shoulder and turn that interior, that defensive lineman, now your left hand can control his inside shoulder pad.
Yep.
Why do you punch with your outside hand to his inside shoulder is mind-boggling to me. But again, goes back to technique. God, I'll show it one more time just because I'm so disgusted, but it's okay. All right, here we go. I mean,
oh my God. Oh my god.
Goddamn, I want to do it again. Look,
Like I said, Zach Allen was like, man, you go ahead and get you something. Like I'm gonna go over here. You go over and get you something, buddy.
And he knew it. He knew it perfectly. The interior defensive lineman, as soon as he extended that outside arm, he swiped it. Bang. God damn it.
That had to be in film study. That had to be in film study. They were licking their chops. They were licking their chops.
And this is all just the Broncos game, people. I'm just saying, all just the Broncos game.
Look. We guys, we've only watched 2 games. it's only 2 games, people. It's not like we're like going through lowlights of the season. Like, this is just 2 games.
It is. It's just 2 games. I know, Afakasi. Afakasi just likes to get at me because I get at him for Zamir White. I try to get him all riled up because he hates Zamir White, but I like to get him riled up.
Yeah, he hates Zamir White.
I love it.
Jeremy, all right, more than you hate Cody White here. I don't know. I don't know about that, but it's close. It's
very close. Remember, Miller had a down year last year, and there's a really good chance he goes down again this year. If that happens, they're needing experienced guy that can step in when the O-line gets shuffled. I have my response. Do you want to respond to it? I have my response.
I mean, Miller had a down year last year, but that was stemming from a legitimate injury he had the year before. So he didn't have really any offseason program to improve himself or to get work in that new scheme, weightlifting, strengthened, probably no conditioning or not a lot of conditioning, maybe stuff on the bike. So once he kind of got his feet under him, from like week 6 on, he was one of the better tackles in the league. So, that's a little bit of a different situation. Like Alex Kappa, he had an injury, 2 years or 3 years ago, basically 3 years ago, and he's still dealing with it. And so, and then some of the stuff is not injury related. Some of the stuff is just poor technique and not having the play strength to deal with some of the guys he's going against. So, I don't think, he's going to be able to improve upon that, especially at his age right now. So, little bit of different situation.
Yeah, and to Severe's point, Miller came on extremely strong. Could he sustain an injury? Without question. But here's the thing: is we've already kind of talked about the offensive line and the tackle situation as to where if Miller goes down, you have a 3rd round draft pick, Charles Grant. That when you pick him in the 3rd round, that means that you think that he has at least potential to be starting caliber. Now, do I want Charles Grant to be thrown in this year? No, I don't. I think he needs some work and some time. But we really don't have a viable backup at the tackle position unless we, Sweet Feet could still be around. Theron Mumford.
Yeah.
And that's partially why I want to keep him around. Not saying he's good, but I'd much rather have Theron Mumford go in than throw Charles Grant into the Wolves right away.
Yeah.
But there's no way. I'll tell you, I will come on here and say I'm wrong. If Alex Kappa becomes a tackle, if it happens, I'll say I'm wrong. But I will stand on it that he will be absolute dog shit. If we have to put him at tackle, because I don't know if he's ever played tackle. He's mainly a guard.
I
know he's 6'6".
That would be nightmare fuel.
Nightmare.
Really in that situation, that you don't want to do too much shuffling. Charles Grant probably, but maybe if Thayer Mumford's still around, maybe throw Thayer out there. If not, maybe you throw Glaze over to left, and then put Rodgers in, who I think he played right tackle at Texas Tech. Put him at right tackle, and then you got Rodgers, Kappa, which is still the one to play him. Rodgers, Kappa, JPJ, Meredith, and then Glaze. Because I don't know if they want to put Charles Grant out there that early.
Not that early, man. You want a player to just really develop as much as possible. And so what are my 2? What's happening? And look, they could, without question, they could see something more than us, and maybe Charles Grant can come in and be a stud. I'm not, it's tough. So, all right, this one again, he's the right guard here, kind of reaching for no reason. that's kind of the note that I have on this one. We'll kind of play it through. I'm sure once I see it, it'll jog my memory. Yeah,
Yeah.
like that. Just
Like, yeah.
why?
And what makes it so like and are these plays in chronological order to from when they happen in the game?
Yeah,
Okay, so like it's so you've just been beat multiple times doing exactly this. So what makes you want to do that again? Learn from okay, you know what? Hey, every time I shoot these hands out early, they're swiping them. They're getting around me quickly. So why stop shooting your hand so early?
uh, and he's reaching. It's not. He's not even just extending. Like he's actually
Reaching.
reaching, which is even worse. And here's the thing: is when you reach, and again, we've talked about it with the zone scheme, but also with the offensive line. You want to have a string attached to the lineman around you, right? You don't want to
Yeah,
create.
yeah.
I've always called it. You don't want to create light. When you're in the offensive line, you don't want to create light. The moment you create light, that means defenders can get through. And by him reaching, he creates that gap. Now he's making it so much harder for the lineman around him. And so as soon as you reach, and now he's got to recover and get back, there's the opening. Why the hell are you creating that opening for this now, making it that much harder on your center, and this interior defensive lineman now sees that gap and can shoot it, but that center doesn't know that gap's there.
No.
He's trusting his guard's going to be there.
Exactly.
And so
I don't know, one of the things we had kind of wondered, we wondered aloud was, hey, you know what? And I think you mentioned earlier in the show as well, was like, is this a situation where, his play is only looking so bad because he's trying to compensate for everybody around him?
yeah.
And that we've kind of come to the conclusion that is not the case.
It's not the case. I mean, he's probably making it harder for everybody else.
Exactly. Yeah, I'm saying, like, maybe the Bengals line ain't that bad. It's like
this
oh my
is
goodness.
crazy O-line work out of him. I mean, you just made it that much harder for your center. Like that's just, I don't know. That's so hard to digest, honestly. Jeremy.
Joe Burrow's a superhero.
I'm not saying he would play tackle. Okay. I'm saying someone else would play tackle because I got you. Okay, my bad. I read it wrong.
That makes sense.
So you're saying someone else will play tackle. I'm gotcha. My bad. That's on me. I read it wrong. The true test will be in training camp if he can't stop Tyree.
Oh, if Tyree's giving him that work, man, he's going. If Tyree's giving him that work, man,
Look at Frank Weber. I remember the guys that would horse run during film study. Yeah, I'm telling you, I was never one of them, man. I grew up having to do film study like constantly. My dad played, high level baseball, and so it's yeah. Everybody can go party after the game and have a good time. It's like, nah, you're watching film, young man. that's what it was. And so, okay, next one. And then I believe just a couple more, then we're going to go to the run side. So again, just you guys are kind of late into it. We broke down week 4 against Carolina. We did a bulk of pass plays and run plays, so you can kind of get a good consistency as to what he looks like. And then a couple more pass plays, and we'll jump into the run plays real quick. So again, if you guys can, hit that hashtag Raiders. So if you do have a question or a comment towards it, I'll bring it up. But if you guys are in the building, make sure you guys hit up Severe Raider. I'm 805 Raider, Real Talk Raider Nation. Maybe he'll jump in. Chris might be able to join us. He's got the link. He has some stuff going on. But if Chris with Protect Shield Podcast, he rocks with us in the Raider War Room every Sunday and Tuesday. We also break down film in the middle of the season, during the season. But we also are going to start breaking down some players too. So let us know in the chat what player you want us to break down next. Just don't say Devin White. Okay, just don't say Devin White. Okay, I already tried. It's tough work. Also, I responded, I'm not bueno. It's tough. Anything past 2022, they don't give the all 22 for. So I can't go back past that. So no Devin White, 2019. Just so you know. What up, my two? What's happening, man? Appreciate you. All right. Slow this one. Another pass protection. just slow feet, bad hips, bad hands. He's right guard here, down below. He always gets caught reaching, and that's where these defensive linemen now understand how to defend it, or to,
Yeah.
to kind of go up against, how to combat him.
Yeah.
And you see it again.
Yeah. And that kind of stuff that drives coaches crazy because you know what? If you get beat a certain way once, they can excuse it, and maybe even twice. But if you're continuously a repeat offender on these things, especially out of a veteran guy, like if it's a rookie or a young player in the league, you can kind of say, "Hey, you know what? We're trying to break these habits. We're trying to build good habits. Let's continue to work on them." But you played in the league for a long time, like
Yeah,
you should not be a repeat offender on this same kind of mistake over and over again. And he keeps getting beat the same way.
he does. And look at his hand placement again. Outside hand to his inside shoulder, which allows the defender to kind of get access to it, swipes it, is able to bend back inside. It's and watch Kappa's feet. Kappa's feet, it's just slow.
Yeah. And that's what's hurting him. Like you said, you don't want that much space because that's what's allowing the defender to make those multiple moves. And this is disheartening.
It's tough. Jeremy, you're saying, I think you said, would we rather have Kappa or Incognito? Man, I'd probably have Incognito at his age right now.
Yeah, I think Incognito is like 40 or 41. I think 41-year-old Incognito over.
I'm telling you. Again, just kind of a weak pass set on this one. He's right guard.
What's he doing?
Yeah, what's with Steve Wisniewski? Man, he probably ball too. It's a weak pass set because again, I don't know if it's because when you get beat as much as he is now, he's trying to maybe get a little bit more leverage by actually firing out in a pass play. Like you don't fire out in a pass play. Yeah. So I don't know if he's just trying to get a little more kind of leverage on the defender. But it's tough. Again, he's reaching. He's a right guard here.
Man,
it's tough. I'd like for him to be able to. There's a little bit of stunt that goes on in front of him. Yeah. But
yeah, I mean, I don't hate that, right?
Yeah, it's not too bad. I'm with you. And so we're going to kind of get to the run side. Let's see. Danny Kibber saying Sanji says Tyree looks quicker, stronger, and thinner this year. Full off season to get focused on the station. Cross my fingers. Can you change a mentality?
Yeah.
Can you change effort? You could look thinner, you could look stronger, you look quicker, but if you don't develop a second or third move, good luck.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the hard part with Tyree is he's got zero emotion to the game.
Yeah.
And it shows. So fix that.
And we were hearing the same thing last year. Remember the infamous pass rush summit picture where he's standing next to John Jenkins and people are like, oh my God, look at big Tyree looks. And then, we were hearing all the stuff in camp and Tyree looks meaner and he looks so quick and powerful and you can see he's making a leap from year 1 to year 2 and he's healthy finally and that's why and then same old Tyree. So
and I'll be real. I actually thought I was actually a little excited about the picture, thinking he was bulking up because I wanted him to play interior.
Yeah.
I wanted to play on the interior defensive line. I knew he had no shot at the edge position, but I saw that he found some success on the interior. If you could build off of that, cool, roll with it. And that picture I thought showed me he was bulking up, adding some weight to play in the interior. Apparently that wasn't the case. So,
Exactly.
yeah, it just did not happen. All right, so let's do this. Now we're getting to the run side. All right, we just kind of looked at the pass side. Now we're gonna look at the run side. Again, right guard. Now, look, one things that I always watch for is down and distance. I want to know what the situation is as well, right? And this is 4th and short.
Yeah.
This is 4th and short. When I kind of went through the game film, I saw that it was a change of possession, and so this is where the men play, right? And you want to see just how is he, if he becomes a starter, how is he going to conduct himself? How is he going to execute in 4th and short goal line type of situations? He's the right guard. We'll kind of let it play out. He has zero balance. That's kind of what I took from this one.
Yeah.
This is a good view of it. He's here. It's like he's got to put so much effort into battling that
Yeah.
all mechanics kind of fly out the window.
Yeah. Yeah. Like unless a guy is cutting, you don't want to see a player on the ground as much as he's been on the ground just in these 2 games.
I mean, here's the thing: is he allows his body to twist way too quick.
Yeah.
And the moment you twist, you compromise any control to be able to drive the guy downfield, right? And so the moment he twists his body, his feet are way too slow to get his base back underneath him.
Yeah. Yeah.
And he just gets rolled up. And so
Yeah,
again, mind you, that's 4th and short. So those are the type of situations where I want to see: are you going to? It's men in the trenches. That's what it is. How are you going to battle in that type of situation? And that's kind of what that's kind of where we get. Let's see, Frank. I don't know if that question's for us. Where is he going? Is he trying to do way too much? I don't know if that's for us. That's my bad. What's up, Rafa, man? Appreciate you rolling, man. Make sure you guys go hit up Rafa's channel as well, man. Make sure you guys go hit him up. He fires out a bit.
Yeah, when he fires out a bit, he's not as bad.
Oh,
yeah. I think that's why he does it. Generally, there's a guy coming out of college. I forgot. He was a small school guy like a few years ago, and it was the same way. He was doing that at the Senior Bowl, where Hay was like, you know what? He kind of understood. He was a little bit undersized. He didn't have the play strength to deal with some of the bigger defensive linemen. So what he would do is he just get the jump. Like when they do the one-on-one pass drills, he just get the jump on him immediately. Now, eventually, I think like by day 2, day 3, they kind of figured it out. So they kind of started having their way a little bit with them. But that's what guys when they aren't confident in their athleticism or in their play strength, they try to get early. That could be why he's reaching so much. That he's not confident in his footing or in his play strength, so he's trying to get the jump on these guys, kind of win early. But like they're keying in on it, and they've been able to beat them because of it.
Yeah, and Frank, you're saying should he stay engaged after initial contact? He should, depending on what the blocking scheme is, right? Like if he's double teaming and then he's got to get to second level, then you disengage. But if you are truly 1-on-1 and you're locked on your guy, you want him to drive him. You want him to stay engaged.
Yeah.
And a lot has to do with your technique. If you have the ability to stay engaged, I mean, are you moving your hips? Are you getting your shoulders in the right position? Are you working your feet around? Because the defensive lineman is going to want to track the ball, or that linebacker is going to want to track the ball. So you better know that guy's going to want to try to get off you and get to the ball. If you don't get your body in the right position, you're making your life that much more difficult. So, and unfortunately, Alice Kappa has very, very bad feet and hips. So, this is him trying to get to second level. This is Alice Kappa, the right tackle, or I'm sorry, right guard. I'll go to the end zone view. This is kind of another example of he's got to get to the linebacker. And the thing is that he pays way too much attention on the down lineman that isn't his responsibility. So I'll run it.
So yeah. So that's what it's like. Was that a combo block right there, and he just didn't get to that second guy? Yeah. Yeah, and then he holds. And then he
I
catches.
know. Which look, here's one upside. You ready for the upside? I think he's only had 2 holding penalties in the last 4 seasons.
He can't even hold right.
Can't even get that hold right.
Then I've seen him a few times though. He's slick. I say he's slick because I've seen him hold a few times. He just gets like he's slick with it. He's slick with it. Like right there, he was like real slick. Like I'm trying to block him, and I get he's slick with it. He's slick with it.
He is. Man, Jeremy, even Kappa Endzone is going to struggle. Like it's going to be bad. But here's the thing: is you see Alice Kappa reach right constantly, especially in that in pass pro and pass protection. He's reaching. This is where you actually reach. All Kappa has to do is take his right arm, extend it, shock, and just help out your right tackle. That's all you got to do. But what does he do? He tries to give a full shoulder, and that makes him late to the second level.
Exactly.
So when he actually has to just shock, and I call it shock, but like just shock the interior defensive lineman. Give him a hand, give him a long arm, and then get to second level. But he actually tries to give him a shoulder.
So shoulder check him.
Yeah.
Like, why are you trying to do because like you said, he should be his right arm on the other guy's left shoulder, and then he's all upfield.
It's just an arm. That's all you got to give him. Because all you're doing is you're just trying to help 76. That's it. If you just give him a shoulder, give him a hand, right? Long arm him. That just makes him hesitate for the split second. Allows 76 to get his hips around. Allows 76 to get a little more leverage, and then get to 40. If you can imagine Alice Kappa just 2 feet more left at this position, you're getting that linebacker without a problem.
Yeah.
But he pays way too much attention to this down defensive lineman.
Yeah.
And so again, to our point, right? Severe, like, is it more Kappa's trying to help other people, or he's trying to help them, but he didn't need to.
Yeah. I mean, part of his job right there was to help him, but he's over helping.
Exactly.
He's like, his right arm on his right shoulder, rather, or just give him a push. Let the guy, get some better leverage, get to your responsibility. You're already slow footed, so you can't afford to.
I know, right? What up, Raider Pete?
That was slick though. Yeah, that hold right there was slick. I like that.
I know, right?
I like that hold on. The guy still got the tackle, but that was slick.
Superman in the belt. He can be coached to do, but he can be. But just remember, he's a veteran.
Yeah.
Sometimes veterans are set in your ways. Sometimes you create habits that can't be broken, unfortunately. Yeah. I'm not saying he can get better. I'm not saying that. But he is a veteran. And so yeah.
And we still have Philbin around, but Carroll he's a young offensive coach in the NFL. A young offensive coach in the NFL. So I don't know if he's ever been head. I don't believe he's ever been head position coach in the NFL either. So this is first stab at being a head position coach. And it's on the offensive line. So how much better can he get?
Yeah, and I don't know if was he assistant offensive line coach in Seattle. I think he was maybe assistant.
I think he was. I think he was assistant. But yeah, I think he was assistant to Tom Cable. Like, oh,
which means he didn't say a goddamn thing. You get punched in the throat. That's you shut your ass up with Tom Cable.
Exactly.
So in this one, look, again, like we've said, it's not all bad. If I see something good, I'm gonna show it as well. He does get to the second level pretty good here. So he is, again, right guard down here. I'll show the end zone view in just a second. He does a decent job again in the second level. He's able to get out, takes a very good angle. And that's what good angles do.
Yeah.
I mean, you don't even need to block them.
Yeah.
The linebacker will run themselves out of the play if you get a good angle on the linebacker. So he does a good job. He's right here. Gets out.
Yeah.
And that's how you do it. I mean,
yeah.
in other situations, he'd give the guy a full shoulder and then try to go. It's like, no, just get out.
Yeah.
But and see what he does. Like, we just got done talking about just give an hand, just give an arm, right? What does he do? He just gives an arm. That's all he does, and it allows him to continue to get to where he needs to go. He gives a right arm, but he continues on his pace, and he gets there. That's all you got to do.
Yeah.
And so, again, I'll show this view too, because here's the thing. What's great about this is he does a great job of taking a very good angle. And that's one of the hardest things for offensive linemen to really get down, because linebackers have become so athletic. Yeah. Because linebackers are drafted to also have to guard tight ends. And so linebackers are getting more and more athletic. And what's great about taking the proper angle is, one, like I just said, you can run linebackers out of the play. But 55, if he doesn't run himself out of the play, what is he going to do? He's going to undercut this block, and now he takes himself out of the play. And if Chase Brown catches the edge, linebacker is ineffective.
Yeah.
So essentially, he doesn't even need to touch him. He's already done his job if he just takes a good angle. So that's why, taking angles are very important for offensive line.
Yeah. No, that was nice.
Again, more positive. Good blitz pickup. He's down here, right guard. Blitz shows. Blitz is coming. It's a good blitz pickup. He does a great job rotating his hips.
Yeah, that was great. Yeah, that was great. That was great.
What up, Robert Pena? So, I'll take it. Blitz pickup. Yeah. And the good thing is that he knows where the ball's going, right? So he understood, as soon as you ride this linebacker farther into the gap where he knows the ball's going, he does a good job. That's when rotate your hips. And he does a very good job. Very good job at it.
Yeah.
We'll say it one more time, and then we'll see it through the end zone view, because the end zone view is a good shot too. And then rotate the hips, seals them. I'll take it. Very good job.
Right tackle got beat bad on that play.
Who got beat?
Right tackle.
The right tackle.
Play was going away from him though, so. But yeah, right tackle got beat.
Good engage. Rotate the hips. Good job sealing it off. It's not all bad. If I see good, I'll clip it. Now this is him reaching, but he's actually reaching in a good way. All right. Sometimes it's good to reach a little bit, but again, he is right guard on the top of the screen. But what's good is when you watch the end zone view, sometimes you might think, he just he let 99 in the backfield a little bit. All right.
Yeah.
When we look at the end zone view, just take a look at where 99's lined up. It's a hard block.
Yeah. Oh yeah, he's already on his outside shoulder. Yeah.
He's on his outside. He actually showed some fairly quick feet here. Maybe the young Alex Kappa decided to come out for one play. I don't know. But is able to get good position. Just look at his body work. Look at the mannerisms. Like, he actually worked to get to the outside.
Yeah.
I didn't see it a whole lot during the game film. And so it's like, shit, it's there.
Yes.
But it's just not consistent. So I'll take it. I'll take that. All right. And again, good job. He's down here at the bottom. A good reach block on a walked up linebacker. So the linebackers walk up, show him blitz. So obviously he knows pressure's coming.
There you go. Oh, there you go.
And does a good job. Picks up the walked up linebacker and is able to kind of move him downfield.
Yeah. No, that was nice. That was nice. He does a good job of closing that door too.
Yeah. So it's a good view on the end zone view. Gets great position. And I don't know if in the fourth quarter he decided to just kind of turn it on. I have no clue. But great job of getting that inside position on the linebacker. getting his hips over.
Getting that seal. Yeah, see, yeah, that was nice. Yeah, because he actually used his body, got in great position, which allowed him to get those hips turned.
And I gotta go back. The thing is what helps him with this, and you can't really see it, but it's me kind of assuming, but you look at his left hand. His left hand gets underneath that left shoulder pad of that linebacker, and he's able to control that shoulder pad.
Yeah.
And so hand placement was right. So, man, if we can get that out of Alice Kappa, that'd be great. But
yeah,
the rest of this film is showing us a different story. Now we're kind of back to an ISO. Having an ISO run again. He's a right guard at the very top of the screen. It just doesn't get a push.
Yeah.
It goes back to, unfortunately, I just feel like if he doesn't get that leverage off of a defender, he just doesn't have the strength.
Yeah.
To get a push.
He does at all.
Let's see. What up, God fan? What's going on, man? Appreciate you rolling with us. So he's here on the right side. And look at the way he starts. It's not firing out. It's just he stands straight up and wants to just play hands.
Yeah.
So I'd love to see him. We'll do the eagle eye view one more time. I'd love to see him just fire out more on an ISO, just fire out and get control, but it just doesn't happen, unfortunately. And he gets absolutely no push off the offensive line.
Yeah.
All right, we got two left. This one again. Oh, yeah. He's right guard. He's just late to the second level on this one. We'll play it through so I kind of remember which one this is. Yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah. See, he has to get across that guy's face.
But again, helping too much.
Yeah.
One thing to just kind of keep in mind when you look at the sky view, the eagle eye view. Look at the distance. And this is the one thing that offensive linemen, it's crucial for them to really know and understand. Look at the distance between him and the linebacker he's got to get to.
Yeah.
That's a lot of ground to cover. That's a lot of space for that linebacker to be able to kind of maneuver and get to where he wants to go. And so Alice Kappa should know, I got to get out there pretty quickly.
Yeah. See, and another thing is that he usually, or we just showed a play where, hey, he took a pretty good angle. That one, he didn't really take a great angle.
And look at his body.
Yes, if he flattens that out a little bit, he may be able to get there. But it's like he's he's running where the guy is instead of where the guy is going to apparently trying to get to.
Let's see, Roxanne. I can't tell, it's too small of a view, but I could be wrong about him though, depending on how they build. You know what they do. Oh, okay. But the play that he was able to get a good angle on the linebacker, what are we doing? It's like we were saying the previous play, right? He just gave a hand and he kept going.
Yeah.
All you have to do is give a hand, allow your offensive tackle to get to gain leverage, get position, right? But watch his shoulders. I just pointed out the distance that he has to cover to that linebacker.
Yeah.
Right? And what does he do? Let's see if I can pause it in time. He completely turned his shoulders.
Yeah.
It's not your job to hold the guy off. Your job is just to punch the guy to allow your tackle to get position. The ball's going the other way. The ball's going to the other side of the field of your right tackle.
Yeah.
And so he just has to punch and get to the second level. But he turned his entire body to Zach Allen. And now he's got to make up that distance to get to the linebacker.
Yeah.
Not going to happen. And he's late.
Not gonna happen, yeah.
And what happens? That linebacker makes the play. And so, and that's Rocky Sam, but he also spies the linebacker for some reason. So I'll go back one last time because we only have 2 more plays left, or one more play after this. But again, just to kind of recap, right? You look at the distance. He's got a lot of distance to cover. So you cannot completely turn your shoulders to the down lineman. You're always going to be late if you overcommit to that down lineman. And that's what he did. And you're late to it.
Yeah.
And this is a veteran. He should know that. He did it just a couple plays ago.
Exactly. Not like you haven't done it already. You just did it perfectly.
Yeah. So, all right, this is the last one. Let's see. Yeah. And so this is him trying to double to a linebacker. And it, to me, it's just weak. Watch his pad level right from the start. Pad level right from the start, way too high. He's not trying to actually get out to the linebacker in a fluid motion. Pops up, barely does any impact on this down linebacker where he's trying to double, and then he's just way too slow to get to the linebacker and has no impact.
Immediately standing straight up. Immediately. Like right off the snap. Immediately stand straight up.
So it's almost like he has eyes on the linebacker, and it's almost like he's waiting for the linebacker to make a move before he releases. But no, it's got to be one fluid motion. You double the linebacker. It's got to be quick. But pad level pops up way too high. Then he tries to help, but the help, I mean, he tries to help. The help is way too slow.
Yes.
And allows the linebacker to close. And then by the time he engages, linebacker's in the hole.
Exactly.
So he's right here. Watch the pad level. He just pops up. It's just slow. Just slow. So all right, that's it. So you guys know what we did. Appreciate everybody that was been rocking to us this entire thing. I understand offensive line isn't the most glamorous position, but at the end of the day, the offensive line is truly what makes everything work.
Yes.
And that's something that I think both of us, myself, Severe, man, we've been preaching for the last couple of years. You know, we need to build this offensive line. We did a good job last year with JPJ and DJ Glaze. But this year we waited. We really didn't prioritize any bigger names in free agency. Obviously, Kappa, the second highest paid offensive lineman on our roster. We brought him in, and rumor has it he's competing for that starting position. And so we want to take this opportunity to kind of let's take a look at what he really looks like. Granted, just two games, but it was a game week 4. And it was a game week 17 and against the Broncos that we're going to see twice. And I think the week 17 is probably what we're going to get in Kappa. Unfortunately, could he get coached up? Without question. But definitely wanted to kind of take this time. News is a little slow, but we want to take this time and really confirm some of our suspicions of that. What was that? Was that rating? He was first.
First and pressures allowed, sacks allowed, and hurries allowed. I think that was a trifecta.
Something like that, man. So we just, it's like trust but verify. And I think based off of this, we kind of verified we're going to be in some trouble if Kappa is that starting guard. Based on what we see today. So, man, we appreciate the chat, man. So at the end of the day, I know we kind of addressed it a little bit before Rosetown said it, but there is a competition. But, man, Severe, based on what you know of Carlos Rogers, now that we've seen Kappa, man, what do you hope will happen going into the season as it relates to the right guard position?
Yeah, ideally, this is a repeat of DJ Glaze last year, right? Like we took DJ Glaze 3rd round. We all kind of thought it was a reach, but we understood, hey, you know what? He has some traits. There was some good play on film. Is he necessarily ready to be a starter? I don't think any of us thought that last year. And then we started hearing in camp, hey, DJ Glaze he's impressing. He right now, you know what? Him and they are battling out right now. He has the advantage. very good chance he's a starter. He eventually starts, and he had a very solid year. And we're looking on him to build on that year this year. Hopefully, with Caleb Rogers, it's the same thing where, hey, you know what? It's a little different. Well, I think DJ Glaze was moving from left to right as well. So it is
Yeah.
a position change also. Even though I think Caleb Rogers played some guard in college. So it's not full on position change, but he's moving the guard at the next level. Hopefully, it's the same deal. We're hearing some good things about him. He's running with the ones. Hopefully, he has that same kind of play where it's like, you know what, not spectacular at all pro, but very good. Because from what I've seen right now, we don't want Alex Kappa out there, and it's not like he's been through several through two organizations, through multiple I'm sure multiple offensive line coaches. He is what he is at this point, and I don't think Carroll or Philbin is going to be able to change what he is. So that week 7 or that last Broncos game, that's the closest to what we're going to likely get. He's going to hew very close to that, and I wasn't impressed, and I'm sure nobody in the chat was impressed as well. So we're fingers crossed Caleb Rogers gets it done.
I mean, shoot, you kind of said it all. And here's my biggest question mark: is it's not necessarily the talent that we have, because we kind of see what we have. Is we talked about just a little bit before, Brendan Carroll. Is he actually the offensive line coach that's going to get the best out of these guys? That is my biggest question mark going into this season, to be dead honest. Like, a lot of people want to say question marks of certain players or what have you. My biggest question mark is Brendan Carroll actually a true quality offensive line coach that's going to get the best out of this offensive line? That's the biggest question mark. We'll definitely talk about that later, but I'm going to end it with this. Watching this film, I have no clue why Jordan Meredith and Dylan Parham are battling for that job, that position. I would probably take Dylan Parham before Alex Kappa at this point.
Man,
Like,
yes.
Why is Dylan Parham battling with Jordan Meredith when he should be battling for Alex Kappa? Because that's crazy. If the competition is between Alex Kappa and a rookie being a veteran, that should tell you a little bit more than anything. So if Dylan Parham is sitting on the sideline, and look, we know that Dylan Parham has his flaws without question. He's got his flaws. But here's my thing: is it won't be as pissed off, but I'll definitely be mad if I see Alex Kappa and Dylan Parham sitting on the sideline. It's not as bad as Cody Whitehair and Jordan Meredith sitting on the sideline. It ain't that bad.
Oh yes.
But it ain't that bad. That had me throwing shit. But if Alex Kappa is starting and Dylan Parham is now sitting on the sideline, and Kappa performs the way he is, we won't have some problems. What up, Dixon? What's going on, man?
That's how bad it was what we saw, people. We are campaigning for Dylan Parham to get, because at the end of the day, you got to get your best 5 out there. You got to get your best 5 out there. So, because Kappa cannot. If he's one of your best 5 offensive linemen, you're already in some trouble.
Exactly. And so, Jack, man, hey, I'll give you a wrench. I just don't know how to do it. I'll figure it out. I'll figure it out again.
How to do it. If Jack, make sure you comment in 805 chat, so that makes it easier. So make sure if you haven't commented in his live chat, comment in his live chat so he can make you a mod. Yeah.
So I'll appreciate it, Jack. I'll definitely figure it out. I got to get on that again. I'm just not hip to the game. Okay. That's my bad. So, but hey, I appreciate everybody rocking with us, man. I think we're going to continue to do this. Let us know in the chat real quick on who you want us to kind of break down next. Again, we're trying to focus on not our drafted players per se, because I don't have access to all 22 of the college game film, but it's more of the players that are currently on this roster, the veterans, the guys that we brought back, the free agents. Again, I think we're going to do Isaiah Polamau next, because there's a good chance that he's going to be that starter. And so we definitely want to get a more deep dive look as to what Isaiah Polamau can do, and whether or not maybe it does make sense to bring in somebody else. But as it stands right now, Isaiah Polamau is going to be the starter, and we'll maybe break down some film. Jeremy Chin. Yes. I think that's a good one too. We kind of talked about that, so we'll definitely do that. But because it's a little slow, we're definitely going to start breaking down a little bit of film. So make sure you guys hit that notification when we go live. But man, appreciate everybody rocking with us. Severe, let everybody know what you got going on. I think you guys brought back the 50-50 last week with Farrell.
We brought back around the shield.
Around the shield. That's right.
Still have some technical difficulties. We having technical difficulties, man. The last two around the shield. Man. But yeah, man, you guys know what it is, man. This is Severe Raider here on YouTube, on IG, on Snapchat, on TikTok, on X, basically everywhere. It's the Severe Raider. I'm rocking with my guys, 805 and Chris for Protect the Shield, Sundays and Tuesdays. Let's make sure you hit those notification bells. We're going to, we're going to be going through some film stuff, man, for you guys, giving you guys an in-depth look at some of the guys on our team, some of the guys that, and you guys are in control, right? So if you show up, let your voices be heard. We are men of the people. So whoever you guys want us to take a look at, those will be the people we take a look at. So we'll be doing that a little bit going forward, as well as our usual segments. 805 is really, really great with those. And then also on Tuesdays, I got the 50-50 show with my guy, Farrell NFL. And Around the Shield on Thursdays made its triumphant return this past week. And this Tuesday, we got an episode. I got an episode with my guy, Dub Raider Nation Roll Call. Great interview, man. He was, kind enough to show up to my guy's bar out here in Hawthorne. We chopped it up, man. Had a real good conversation, man. So make sure you guys check that out as well.
Yeah, man. I appreciate everybody that rocked with us. Again, we're going to try to touch on as much players as we can through this kind of dead season. So hit that notification. But, if you guys don't know, I'm 805 Raider. My channel is Real Talk Raider Nation. Again, I rock out with my guys in the Raider War Room with Severe and Chris Protect Show podcast. If you guys aren't over there, man, make sure you guys go hit up Chris Protect Show. He always links up with us on Tuesdays and Sundays. But you guys know, we do this for fun. We got our day jobs, and so we try to jump on here. Chris had some stuff going on, but he's going to be back with us on Tuesday. But this is who you get in the Raider War Room: myself, Severe, as well as Chris Protect Show podcast. We're going to break down some film, but we also break down film game review. We break down all the games after each week, and we have fun doing that, because when you do it, you get gems like Sweet Feet there in Mumford. All right, you get gems, and you get Hall of Fame unblocked Tyree Wilson.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So
cut through the media narratives, man. We give you the real, because people would have you thinking Tyree is turned into some kind of monster last year, and 805 was able to find the film, find the plays, and it told a different story.
And just be real, like, just so you guys know, I will paint a realistic picture. I don't favor, like, I'm a huge Adam Butler fan, but if Adam Butler screws up next season, guess what? You're gonna see it on film, and I will show it without question. And so just know, I just kind of see it through just the years that I've kind of coached and played this game. I was a film junkie when I played and coached, and this is what I love doing. And so I love to bring it to you guys. I also love just bringing it with my guys and getting their insight, because I definitely appreciate and respect the insight of Severe as well as Chris. And so we have some fun. So chat, we definitely appreciate you guys rocking with us. Hit that like button, hit that notification, hit that sub button, but hit that notification so you do know when we go live. We definitely rock out with you guys. So we definitely appreciate it. Looks like you guys are still bantering back and forth, so we won't get out of here. You guys continue it on the next live that hits up, but you guys have fun, and we'll hit you guys up on Tuesday. We're out of here.